There it is.
All
Yo, I haven't been
right,
on Epic Games
guys,
in a hot
we're
minute.
back. I've just injected my steroids real quick. No, we're back with the late night Freaks and Peaks edition. I see you, Llama, in the chat. But if everyone who can't sleep, please stay up and listen to us, because then you'll probably fall asleep after listening to this. No,
Damn, that Joe pick looking big as fuck on the screen.
hey, what up,
yo.
Ruben Prime? How you going? What's up? What's up, guy? I know that shit is massive because it's only 3
She
of us in the
hella
voice
hot.
chat, so it's like it's pretty. I mean, it'll be like that in our overlay because we'll have it set individually, but it auto crops now. But aside from that, what's up, guys? We're live, Freaks and Peaks, late night. We got Despair,
You're
Follow Your Dreams,
What's
and of
up?
course, yours truly. We're just chilling. Gonna talk about some news of the week. We missed last week. Sorry, I apologize. It was my wife and I, our anniversary, our 5th anniversary. We've been married for 5 years. Do you believe that shit? That shit, time fucking
man.
flies, bro. Been married for 5 years. She had to remind me. I'm like, damn, how long we been? She was like, this is 5 years. I'm like, I thought it was 4. She's like, no, it's 5, bro. I was like, oh, all right, sheesh. I'll listen to you. But yeah, no, I gave her a bunch of flowers and all that shit. It's been but yeah, that's why we missed last week. But this week we got a bunch of stuff to talk about. Because we got last week's stuff and this week's stuff. And of course, there's big news today. So we're going to get into it right away. Let me pull it up here. Got
BBC armor activated.
PBC armor activated indeed. All right. So first thing on the docket. We're going to talk about this Tears of the Kingdom release. Those of you, I haven't played it. I'm not gonna play it. I'm gonna stream. You know, from Majora's Mask. After I beat Mass Effect 3, I'm going straight into Majora's Mask. So,
I don't know if I'd stream this. Did you stream Breath of the Wild?
No, I'm going to, but I'm also just going to do a strict story run for Breath of the Wild because I've already played it.
Oh, that'll be like a day.
Really? Oh, yeah, I mean,
Bro,
I don't know.
You can beat the game in 2 hours, right?
You can.
You can beat the game in
You can
20
literally go
minutes.
straight to the castle in 20 minutes if you know
Yeah.
what you're doing. But I'm just gonna do like the story, you know, just pure story. Because Breath of the Wild, the thing about Breath of the Wild is kind of like Skyrim, where you just get lost in the world and do what you want. Zelda
just do a
Skyrim,
few shrines and call it a day.
Yeah, right.
All right.
But for Tears of the Kingdom, right? The main thing I wanted to talk about. I know a lot of people are enjoying it, got high review scores, but the things have been really getting to me are the people out there that have been comparing the game. So in some way, they've just been salty and comparing the game to Redfall. I knew this was gonna get Despair. All right, so the main thing I have to say about this, I'll tell you right now, is just the reason why it's pissing me off and kind of grinding my gears is because people are just clearly picking and choosing. They're cherry picking what they want to do, right? Tears of the Kingdom was developed on a system for optimization to do the max that it could possibly do. Because if you played Breath of the Wild and you played Tears of the Kingdom, this game, I haven't played it yet, but from what I've seen, absolutely runs better than Breath of the Wild and has more in it.
Yeah, it does. It does.
And it has more in it, right? Like from what you can do, there's more lands, there's more things added to it. It's the Breath of the Wild map with more things added to it, which is kind of crazy. And it runs, yes, it runs at 30 frames per second, but when things are going on, it drops down. But it's been optimized to do so. They've looked into this. Hack the Switch, because then you'll get a 60. But they've developed it for the Switch specifically and have looked at the drops in the game that happen and have determined to themselves in development that when it drops to 24 frames or whatever it is at any point in the game, that was an acceptable drop for them to release it in that form, right?
Yeah.
You can absolutely tell that it was optimized because it was developed for a Switch. When you look at Redfall, it's a game that can barely run at 30 FPS for systems that are
On
designed for
current gen
way
only.
more capability.
It's current gen and PC only. There's no last gen version of the fucking game.
Current gen, PC, Xbox, and it can barely reach that 30 FPS. And on top of that, it's not really a full game, quote unquote. I'm gonna put that in quotes because it's kind of broken. It's basically in the form that Cyberpunk was when Cyberpunk released, right? There's so many things that are wrong with it.
No, it's worse than that.
There's
for me personally, it's worse than that because the game just don't like the game is just shit. At least Cyberpunk was good.
I will say I'm being generous because I haven't played it. You played it, so you know. I haven't played it, so I'm being a little generous. Like the clips that I've seen just don't look too great. And that's a full modern console release, which are like way above the performance of the Switch at this time. So I think even that journalist, whoever it was, I don't remember. You know what I'm talking about, this pair. There was there was a frame or a tweet of a guy who wrote an article that he said, playing Redfall really determines that I will never play a game for modern consoles that's under 60 FPS. And then the next article was Tears of the Kingdom is the greatest fucking game of all time. And and people were fucking like pointing it out because it was like, well, Tears of the Kingdom doesn't run at 60 FPS. And it's like, sure, I get that. But you got to understand, you can't cherry pick what you're doing if you're going to compare these games. You have a game that's, like I said, strictly developed for the hardware that it's on and runs really well on that. It's black magic. Whatever they did to do this is just kind of crazy on the fact that it even runs on the Switch, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have a game that barely runs on fucking PC for what it is, and is a broken mess. You can't compare the two. It's apples and oranges. That's what I have to say.
Bro, it's crazy because there's hella shit. Sorry, go ahead, follow. Like,
no, I was just gonna say this is just 6 years of headaches that they managed to make like an entire physics thing work on this.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, let's be honest on this shit console.
That thing is garbage. Standards. But the thing is, right? It's crazy because there's way more to this game than how it looks. There's hella shit that you can do in this game that no modern game, whatever the fuck console it's on, can do. There's so much shit you can do physics based. Like, there's so much. When I turned on the game, I don't play a game. I didn't get into the game thinking, oh man, I'm just gonna build all this stupid, ridiculous shit, right? Fucking giant planks with dicks hanging out. Like, I didn't think about doing shit like that, right? But once you start doing it, it's like, wait a minute. It opens your eyes and you're like, wait, can I do this? Can I try this? What happens if I do this? And then everything works, right? Like, the whole engine is like revolving around like this physics system that I have never seen in a game.
It's a creative
outside
masterpiece.
of like, what the fuck was the name of the game? They spoke about it on the Digital Foundry video. It was Red Faction Guerrilla. That's the game that I played that shit back on 360, right? Where you could literally like take a hammer, just hit everything, and you can break everything in the environment, build shit in the environment. Like, you don't see games like that anymore. And this shit, oh man, like it awakens like that creative like section of your brain where it's like, damn, I want to try everything. I want to look. And I'll be honest with you, right? The one thing I do like about this game is we all knew this was coming when they delayed this game, right? But there's Elden Ring all over this game. You can see the Elden Ring influence all over this fucking game, bro. Like, they delayed this shit for like a year, and they just added a bunch of random ass caves. They had world bosses in the original game, but nowhere near as many. They got we already know they got like the underworld and the fucking Skyward and all that shit in this game, bro. They literally just said, oh, Elden Ring did all this shit and y'all love it? All right, cool. Let's just add all this bullshit. And it works.
In an open world game, that is the one thing that Elden Ring got supremely correct. Where
and I hate open world games. I hate that shit. And I hope that this is like the new, like, the thing about open world for me, right, is I want to be able to explore shit and feel like I'm just lost in the world, not fucking being every other open world game is like I'm having my handheld, there's a tutorial box like on top of the screen, there's a fucking map with all these icons and shit telling you where to go. Like, I don't want that shit. I want what Elden Ring does and what this game does. Drop your ass in there, figure this shit out.
Yeah,
that shit is fun to me.
I feel like it's when you explore, you get rewarded. Don't populate my map. Let me populate my map and my actions. Right?
Exactly.
Like, Breath of the Wild.
I don't know how y'all played GTA back in the day. I don't know how. Like, I know we all played GTA, right? But I don't know how y'all played GTA back in the day. But when I played GTA growing up, I used to look around, right? And I used to see like, oh shit, you can actually go into this building because in GTA it is like a bunch of buildings that's just there, just for you to look at, right? I used to be like, oh shit, you can actually go into this building. Oh shit, there's a fucking a secret car or some shit over here. Oh, there's guns over here. Like just finding shit random,
especially
like that.
in comparison, cool. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, like, for this game, it's also like you also gotta understand, especially with the apples and oranges. Like, if Redfall had all the things that this game had, that shit would run 5 FPS because all the physics and everything that has.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm not helping that game's case at anything, but I'm just saying, like,
the game is
that game, even without all that, could barely run it. Imagine if it had like this Zelda system added to it.
Here's my issue, right? At least Zelda's a good game. Like, what the fuck? Like, why is there even an argument about the performance?
Ultimately,
the game sucks.
What it is, though.
Right.
It's a good game. And the thing is, like, anybody who says anything about because people were saying about Tears of the Kingdom, they were like, oh, Tears of the Kingdom,
why does it get a pass?
Before it releases, it's going to be 30 FPS. Why are people hype about it? Because, like, even if it's 30 FPS, it doesn't mean that the game is going to be a bad game. It's just limited by its hardware. That's the unfortunate thing. And
we've had a Switch for how many years now? We already know the thing is ass. Like, we know the thing is ass, and we know the games are good. That's it.
But we know at least that Nintendo handles their first party titles with the same respect that it's going to perform at that level. You're going to get it at that level. It is going to perform at that level. Look, Bayonetta 3 has been a problem, but that's not a first party Nintendo operation. You know what I mean?
But the thing about that game is the game works and the game's good.
Like, it still works. Shit. Exactly. It's not shit. It's below performance expectancy, right? But like at the same time, you're on the Switch.
It's on a fucking Switch. Yeah. Like,
well, and then here's the thing too, right? 30 FPS was their intended frame rate for this game.
Oh yeah, because Breath of the Wild was 30 FPS, and that wasn't even developed for the Switch.
Right. And but for Redfall, there's no way.
No,
30
60,
FPS.
Listen,
they need a creative
every going into this generation, bro. Every buzzword around like the PS5 and all this other shit was comparable to high-end PC shit. Is we're gonna have performance modes in all our games that are gonna run at 60 FPS. Blah blah blah. All this shit. That's all it was. I remember I was super frustrated when this gen started because I was like, damn. Everyone, they got these fucking companies got random average Joe schmoes, don't know shit about fucking performance and technical shit, talking about FPS now because they decided to make FPS and shit buzzwords now, right?
Yep.
So now everyone's talking about it. Where were y'all before? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, PS4 was trash. Nobody was complaining about it, right? Y'all accepted it back then, right? But now that they're feeding that shit to you, now you eat it up because that's what they're fucking marketing this shit as, right? And this shit they could barely even do this shit. Bro, what, it's funny that Redfall is so ass because what's it called? Just got a 60 FPS update. Plague Tale, the new Plague Tale game just got a 60 FPS update on PS5 and shit. And it's like that game runs fucking laps around fucking Redfall. So what is Redfall's excuse, bro? Like, and then that leads us back to this dev laziness bullshit. Like, we were just talking about that.
There are some things about the Redfall. I mean, not the Redfall. Sorry, the Plague Tale 60 FPS that I was listening to in the Digital Foundry podcast. That there's a couple shortcuts they took to try and achieve that. But they that's the thing. They achieved it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the thing with I'm kind
it's 1080p.
1080p.
They changed some what's it called? Fucking LOD shit and cool. Like whatever. So it works.
My point, going back to my point was going to be more so like those people who were looking at this game before the release and even at the release, because I feel like this game is an absolute win, right?
Oh, hell yeah,
it runs 30 and it starts to chug in certain instances. That kind of feels like when you play Ocarina of Time and it starts to chug in certain situations. You know what I mean? It kind of has that feel. I'm not even a Zelda fanboy because I've only played 3 Zelda games to completion. So like when I see that, like it's kind of like, man, it's Nintendo. It's quintessential Nintendo working with the hardware. But before it released, everyone was like, "Oh, this shit's gonna be 30 FPS." It's a dub, and I'm like, "Motherfucker! Like, did you not play God of War on PS4?"
What game on it doesn't even matter. Like what
No, not
game
even
on
on
the
Switch.
Switch is 60 FPS though?
Not
There's no
even
games on Switch outside of like 2.
Metroid Dread.
Bro, Metroid Dread is not on the caliber of this game visually, technically at all. Like
But
it's a side-scrolling fucking
it's a separate it's Apple. That's part of the apples and oranges thing that I was saying, because I feel like Metroid Dread is a completely different beast, because people were complaining, why do we have to pay $70 for this? Because it ran very well for what it was, being a 2D side-scrolling platformer, right?
But
like that.
You kind of expect certain games of a lesser like fidelity. You expect to run like that. Like if that game didn't run at 60 FPS, that would be kind of weird. Like, but that's not an open world like game with a bunch of shit going on.
But it's optimizing your property to run as well as you can on the hardware that you're given. Like these are developers that have run these games, and they're like, well, we're rocking with the Switch.
Like if anything,
maximize their performance based on their property, right?
Bayonetta doesn't run at like a lock 60, right? But the fact that game even gets close to it is ridiculous in its own right.
Exactly.
Like the fact that this game runs as well as it does is kind of an achievement in its own. So it's like we know we're playing. Like everyone already knows. Like we've been playing. The Switch has been out for how many years? Like we know this shit sucks already. So I want to know who the hell, like these people that were like just came out of the woodworks. Like, oh man, it's gonna be 30 FPS. Well, that shit's it's a like. Where did you come from?
They're the same people who don't even notice the stuttering in Dead Space remake.
Dead ass. It's these people. You know what I mean? It's those people that be like, well, it runs fine for me, so I don't know why you guys have problems. Like,
but I will say it's just like this game is, from what I've seen performance wise, it runs better than all of the PC ports that we received this year.
Yep. Yes.
Because it's optimized on the hardware that it runs. It runs at a lock 30 until there's certain implications in the game where it drops. But even those drops are calculated.
They can fix it though. They can patch that though.
Yeah, they could patch that. But those drops are calculated. Those drops are consistent. Mm-hmm. There's no it's not like it drops to 0 frames per second. It drops to about 24 frames and then goes back up to 30 when you're doing certain things in the game. It's consistent in its drop, which means they've calculated for it and they've allowed that in development to be acceptable.
It's memory.
And that's just
memory issues.
Yeah, because just goes to the
you can slightly. You can I guess Nintendo Ninja's gonna come after me one day, bro. But you can slightly overclock the Switch, right? And all that shit is gone. All that shit is gone. No FPS drops ever at all. Like I'm playing this shit. No FPS drops at all. So and they could just fix that in a patch. Like,
well, you know that's what they did when the game, when people were playing 2 weeks of the Kingdom, right?
Oh yeah.
2 weeks without the patch.
Oh yeah, and then it came out and it ran way better.
And then the patch came out and it ran way better.
Mm-hmm,
so
I noticed that shit immediately because I was playing that shit like a month ago, but. I noticed that shit immediately when the patch dropped.
This stream is brought to you by the Nintendo Ninjas, who will be coming to shut us down in approximately 2 weeks. No, but like
I'll have already enjoyed the game. Fuck them.
It's that's the thing though. Like that makes the difference. It's devs that care. It's devs that are they're producing with passion. You know what I mean? They're developing these games and they're just like, we want it to run good enough. Based on the hardware. If this game came out for PS5, you best believe that shit would be running at a lock 60 frames per second with a possible 120 FPS.
Title, hell yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it'd be running better than Genshin Impact if it was the same devs developing for that same hardware.
Man. Think about this, right? That just got me thinking about Mario Odyssey came out. That game ran perfectly fine.
Perfect. What a game.
What else? We played the shit out of Mario Kart. Not once have I ever fucking said, "Oh man, what the fuck was that stutter?" Or some random ass graphical shit.
Well,
like we complain about lag because we're playing online.
But it didn't have any issues on the Wii U either. Like, and the Wii U was trash.
Well, the thing is, Breath of the Wild was developed for the Wii U, and the complications in Breath of the Wild on the Switch is that it wasn't native for the Switch. It was native for Breath of the Wild, and they ported it over to Switch. Basically.
I wish this game was built on the Switch on the Wii U, so I could just emulate it on Cmu, bro. Oh.
No. But another thing I wanted to bring up actually was that everyone is because it goes in nature. The discussion is all right. Well, this game is obviously built for a Switch 2, and
I don't
it's
think
like,
so.
well, what does a Switch? That's the thing. What does a Switch 2 look like? Because you got things that are already out, like the Steam Deck, right? The Aya Neo and the new ROG Ally, which have amazing performance metrics. And it's like, if you compare those to what a Switch 2 would possibly be, with the same form factors, Switch is not going to even reach that kind of performance metrics that they have already. And if those platforms already have difficulty trying to emulate these games, right? Like that's the thing. I know emulation is different, but if those platforms are trying to emulate with that kind of power, like the TDP and settings, and trying to optimize it, a Switch 2 is either not going to meet your expectations in performance, or it's going to be way above cost metrics that you think. That's all I'm saying.
It's probably it'll probably not meet like the performance, like our performance expectations, because like in my head, like a Switch 2 is like I just need power. I need a 4060.
It's gonna be better. It's gonna be slightly better.
Way that's gonna happen.
That would be ridiculous. Yeah. It's gonna be slightly better than the Switch we have.
Yeah,
and it's gonna sell out, and it's gonna sell like hotcakes. Like,
that's the thing. I think people need to regulate their expectations of what a Switch 2 could be, because a Switch 2 is not going to be a ROG Ally, which is probably the best performing handheld PC right now, based on what we've seen.
But best performing
at price,
playing games at a price of money, and the fact that you can play a game for like 30 fucking minutes, like great.
Yeah. Battery life is super important to Nintendo. The Switch doesn't have a great battery life, but it's better than the Steam Deck, and it's
3
better
hours
than ROG
better than 30
Ally.
minutes.
Exactly.
I remember when Breath of the Wild came out, and what they said, you can this shit would die in like 3 hours or 4 hours, some shit like that. I mean, that's better than 30 fucking minutes.
No, absolutely.
Like I 100%. I'm one of those people. I would optimize this shit obviously to get more time out of it, but it's like, why go through all that work? Like, Nintendo doesn't care about that shit. They know that the majority of their audience is people that bought a 3DS. Like, that's the majority of people that care about the Switch, and that's why the next Switch is going to be handheld too. It's going to be I guarantee it's going to be the same shit. I don't think Nintendo right now cares about like the shit they cared about a decade ago, right? Where they had to innovate every single fucking time. I think they're going to put out literally a Switch 2. It's going to be just hopefully, because some of the shit that I heard, we're saying that it's not going to have a fucking OLED screen. Bro, if they release the Switch 1 OLED version and the new Switch doesn't have an OLED screen, something is wrong. Like, that's my only complaint. That shit better have an OLED screen in 2020.
I can see them making that mistake, bro. I can see them doing that.
How could they go? But to go back,
I think they'll do I think they'll do an OLED screen, but I really think that if they're gonna do an OLED screen, if you expect them to have those performance metrics to try and play modern type games, it's not gonna happen. Because it needs to be cost effective. There's no way they're dropping an OLED and then on top of the OLED having the performance of something like a ROG Ally. Like a ROG Ally doesn't even have an OLED. You're
crazy if you because an OLED would kill the battery more.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're trying to meet certain metrics, I think it's just trying to find a good average. I think the Switch is trying to find a good performance average when it comes to battery life, performance, and all of that. Right, so I think a Switch 2 is just not going to meet people's expectations. The technology is not there right now. Give it a year, maybe. I still just don't think it's there yet.
But if Nintendo's working on a console right now, they're using they're using shit that's already outdated. The same way the Switch came out. The shit, what is it, the Tegra, whatever processor that's in the Switch or whatever, that shit was already in the NVIDIA Shield like 3-4 years before the Switch even came out. It's not going to be anything like current. It's not going to fucking be some crazy Steam Deck equivalent. Like it's not going to happen. Like, and I don't understand. Like, I personally, sorry, my fault. Like,
no, I was just gonna say, Ruben's saying I think the Switch could be a home console. I'm like, I don't
highly
think
doubt
so.
it. There's no way they're gonna go back on the way. Like, you have to think about what they gave up for the Switch. They gave up the 3DS. Like, in the 3DS. Come on, bro. Like, that 3DS was a fucking gold mine for them.
Yeah, the Switch was their new handheld cash crop.
They just did both. Yeah.
I actually have an interesting tweet that I saw. Hold on, I'm gonna put it on the screen right now. I'm gonna post it.
All right. While he gets that set up, I was just gonna say, yeah, I don't think Nintendo cares anything about the naysayers because this game sold 10 million copies within 3 days.
Yeah, but the thing is, right? What are the naysayers saying? Like, either you like Zelda or you don't. You're either gonna play the game or you're not. Like,
and here's what I said. I said, like, for example, like if you're in the crowd that likes Breath of the Wild, guess what? You're gonna like this game. Blah 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 blah. Like, this just Breath of the Wild, but more, and it has more Zelda in it. So your complaint was
this game. I didn't really like Breath of the Wild like that. Like, Breath of the Wild was my least favorite Zelda game, right? But this shit kind of hits us a different spot for me.
Yeah,
like, this shit feels way better than fucking Breath of the Wild did.
It's a definite upgrade, right? So, I posted in the Discord stream chat, but I'm also bringing it up on stream. It's this week's Famitsu's hardware sales. The Switch, apparently sold 80K altogether because they have approximately.
Damn, the OLED model is kind of OD.
The OLED model is selling.
That next one has to have an OLED screen. There's no way.
Yeah.
Like, the Switch in total with the OLED and the Switch Lite and the base model sold 83,000 units. The PS5 sold 41,000 units. What's really surprising to me, it's not surprising. It's just kind of like shocking to see the actual numbers. PS4 sold 787 for this week, and Xbox Series X and S sold 275 units.
Can we talk about the 51 units the 2DS sold? That's crazy though. Like, that's still crazy though if you think about it.
Bro,
like,
nah, I could see it because some kid, they don't want to buy something super expensive for their kid. They're gonna break it. Like, here's the 2DS.
It's
the fucking brick.
It's the 2DS LL. Which one is that?
I don't know. I just know it was a big brick. That's all I remember.
No. It's because it's not the. I know which one you're talking about. You're talking about this one. Oh fuck. Never mind. This is an eBay link. So my.
Wait. What the fuck? Leak.
Leak.
All right,
oh fuck.
Where's the 2DS? Isn't the 2DS the brick?
No. There's two versions of the 2DS.
This guy's getting fucking cussed.
The 2DS LL is
yo. Look at
the brick. This one. This is the 2DS LL.
That's the 2DS?
Yes.
Oh, that's the old shit.
This is the LL. No, this is a bigger. It's a large screen model.
Yeah.
So this actually ended up starting to sell more than the 3DS because it's such a big.
And they removed the 3D, right? No one uses it anyway.
They removed the 3D.
So
this is the LL model. This is why it's selling.
Yeah, Ron was right.
I know which one you're talking about.
They're gonna release the Switch 2 normal with a 1080p screen. Then they're gonna release an OLED model. They're gonna do the typical Nintendo shit, bro. They're gonna release some bullshit first, and they just keep remaking it over and over again. God damn, dude. Like, and we keep falling for this shit. Like,
just like every time a new Pokemon comes and people just
I'm gonna buy that shit every year. Yep, I'm buying it when it comes out this year. Sorry,
you're part of the problem, man.
I am absolutely. I say that shit every time a new Nintendo system drops. I'm buying it. Like, I'm sorry.
You're talking about this display.
Yeah, that shit
big
is horrible.
Ass brick.
That's the shit. You throw that shit at a wall. That shit won't break. That shit crazy. That thing
you could probably kill someone with that thing, guys.
Yeah. This shit's kind of crazy. But no, it's the LL. In the tweet that I posted, the LL is the folding model.
I didn't even know that shit came out. I just remember there was that model where they removed the 3D.
No, I thought about buying that one. That was, but it's.
I mean, it wouldn't be a terrible purchase for the little one, freak. It wouldn't be a terrible.
No,
purchase.
I mean, 3DS has some. Listen, that library is fucking godlike. Like, sheesh. It's kind of wild how the top 5 is three of the same console. Switch OLED, Switch, and Switch Lite. That's fucking kind of
that's
ridiculous.
Why people who are clamoring for a Switch too, like the Switch isn't dead. It's got a lot of life, even though we may not play it, but it's because we have access to certain consoles, right? Like, we're not the average gamer,
No, we're not.
I mean, I play that shit more than my PS5.
That's probably true.
I mean, I mean that's because PS5 has no games. Not really.
Hella Switch games that come out in just this year. Like,
I thought about booting up my PS5 for one reason only in the past week, because I wanted to play Gran Turismo, because the Gran Turismo trailer reminded me.
I just fucking got mind fucked. I thought you said you put up your Switch to play Gran Turismo. What the fuck?
No, the
when?
PS5. The PS5.
Like,
Sorry. Nah,
Nah,
I actually thought about booting on my Switch this week just to play the Metroid Prime remaster because that shit is an amazing remaster.
Played that shit on Switch. I played what else came out? Octopath 2 came out. Zelda's
Octopath
obviously
Traveler
out.
2. The other.
What's something else? What the fuck? It's hella shit. I know that came. I got the Mega Man Battle Network collection on Switch. There's hella shit.
They're still dropping amazing games that'll run exactly how you want them to run on their platform. Like,
where's my new Mario though, bro?
That's true,
bro. They should definitely drop the new Mario.
It's
game
about
with
time.
The movie.
At least if they,
it's been 6 years.
If they drop a Switch 2, it's gonna have to be backwards compatible because this port shit is not gonna fly if they drop a Switch 2.
It's Nintendo. It'll fly. They'll do it again and they'll keep doing it. We'll be mad. We'll be mad.
It depends on the performance, though. It does depend on the performance.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing for me about the Switch is I don't mind the Switch going on. It's just like there are certain games that are kind of held back because they have to develop for the Switch in mind. You know what I mean? Like,
did Fire Emblem came out in January?
Even that too. Even at this point, the PS4 and the fucking Xbox is holding like current gen back.
Bro, consoles just suck. And you know what's funny?
The PS4 and the Series S are holding the current gen back, but it's just consoles in general, you know?
The thing about it is, like, as these PC like ports have come out and they've all been shit, I've slowly kind of stopped caring about, because y'all know me, I was the first motherfucker like, oh, that shit not 60 FPS, I ain't playing that shit. Like, but after all these ports come out and they're all trash, and the console versions, even though they're still ass, they end up playing better than the PC versions nowadays. I've slowly started to just stop caring, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm playing Zelda. Zelda kind of reminded me why I shouldn't care about shit like that, right? Because I'm enjoying the hell out of this. The last game I enjoyed like this was Elden Ring, and that game ran like shit too. But the game was godlike, so I accepted it, right? So I'm slowly going back to that person that just, I don't give a fuck about it anymore.
Piggybacking on that, like thinking back to Spider-Man and God of War when they came out on PS4, those were 30 FPS titles.
Yeah, Rome, we were just talking about that.
Those are 30 FPS titles that were just...
Yeah, that's what I said.
You know, they just FPS. Ran well. But the thing is like it doesn't... That's the thing. Like, everyone loves 60 FPS because, yes, it looks great, it looks smooth if you know what you're looking for. A game can be 30 FPS, but if it's optimized and it runs at a 30 FPS lock, it runs
everyone loves FPS because
30 FPS.
Everyone loves 60 FPS because fucking Sony and Microsoft decided that's what they wanted to feed you this generation. Like,
yeah, of course.
And they can't even deliver on that shit.
They can't even deliver.
Like,
PS5 and Xbox can't even deliver on it.
Yeah, you know what system did deliver on it? SNES. Bro.
I don't even. Hold on a second. I don't even want to say the consoles can't fucking deliver on it because it's the devs that can't deliver on the shit. Bro, this shit don't even run well on PC with the highest fucking end shit. You can get a 4090 and your shit is still run like ass. Like, so
you're right.
It's not even the consoles at this point.
That actually brings me. I'm gonna play a clip that I've looked at today from the Digital Foundry podcast. I'm gonna run it. I'm gonna feed it to you guys in Discord as well. So,
are you gonna plug in the Joe Rogan HDMI cable?
Oh,
so we can fucking.
Hold on.
All right, Jamie.
All right, Jamie, get the HDMI.
A small percentage or a certain percentage of the audience,
or just a percentage.
A percentage, which could be 99.99 or indeed 100, having issues with the game, and it is gaslighting, isn't it? Because all processors will be affected by stuff like stutter, shader compilation stutter, traversal stutter. It's just a case of whether you notice it or not.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just say, Oliver can bleep this. Yeah, it's complete bullshit to say that a certain percentage of users are affected by something that can only affect every user. It's the permutation issue exists. I don't want to say that it doesn't, and it does technically affect the reason why this is occurring. Permutations of PCs exist, so we get the necessity to precompile PSOs, right? If there was only one PC, like a Mac or whatever, maybe, then you wouldn't have this necessity anyways. But but yeah, the one true PC, you like get it out of a rock, I guess, or something like that. But in this case, it's not true. And I actually have, I don't know what time I started doing this, but in a number of videos, I started using the phrase, and this affects every PC out there. And I try and say that to head off comments in the YouTube comments or in the Twitter comments that are like, my PC's fine. Well, that person.
Listen, that's this was a great podcast, actually. If you guys have a chance to listen to it,
yeah,
Digital Foundry for this week. Yeah, it's the whole debate between the PC ports, PC generation, and the devs. Essentially, like devs are essentially gaslighting us to say like only a small percentage or a percentage of players are experiencing difficulties. No, if that
because
was
you
the
have
case,
these idiots that be like, yeah, man, my PC runs it fine. Yeah, like the fuck.
If
My
that was-
GTX 970 from fucking 10 years ago runs this shit perfectly fine. When a 4090 can't even run this shit. Shut the fuck up.
If that
Like-
was the case, Jedi Survivor wouldn't have 5 patches by now. They're on their 5th patch that just dropped this week. I hope it
That's so
fucking fixes
crazy,
the game because I really want to play it. But like 5 fucking patches. And they released that kind of statement where it's like, oh, certain permutations for a percentage of play. No. Your game is fucking not optimized for PC.
It was broken and you know it and you shipped it anyway. At least don't
Yes.
bullshit us.
Yes.
Man, that was some bullshit publisher that wrote that typed that shit out, bro. It wasn't. I guarantee that shit wasn't even the devs. Like
Chat
Probably
GPT, bro.
ChatGPT.
dead ass, right? Dead ass, bro. Like
It was probably
they all look exactly the
ChatGPT.
same. So you're right.
All
Like-
the apologies are exactly
Yeah,
the
it's
same
exactly
if you
the same
compare them
shit.
all, bro. It's
Yeah.
the same shit.
and you know it'd be hella funny, bro. It'd be these devs that'll look at a game like Zelda and be like, man, why do they keep buying this fucking shit? Look at this game. They'll find and pick out every little reason why the game shouldn't be getting the attention that it is. Like remember when Elden Ring came out, everyone was like, man, why the fuck Ubisoft and fucking what was it, the devs, the Horizon devs were like, man, why is everybody playing this game? This shit's trash. Look at this shit is garbage. Like, shut the fuck up and go back to the drawing board, bro. Clearly your game is ass. Like,
Yo, I mean,
fuck?
the Horizon devs, I mean, bro, they should have stayed clear of that game. Let's just be real.
Yeah, they
bro.
just made- they got
wanted
cooked
to
again.
smoke.
like
Yeah, and they got cucked again. And like,
man.
bro, I'm sure they worked hard or whatever. But come on, bro, you knew everyone was bugging about that game.
Bro, even
Just take a
Nintendo,
look.
even Nintendo
Yeah.
wasn't trying to take that hit. They fucking delayed their shit. Like, come on, bro.
Listen,
That's crazy.
for Horizon, it was Horizon Forbidden West was a really decent game, right? And even now that people who are playing the game and revisiting it because they dropped their DLC, they were just like, why didn't this game get more attention? It's like you obviously didn't pay attention when Elden Ring dropped.
Yeah, why didn't this game
Yeah,
get more attention?
and
Yeah,
the
we know
devs
why.
started bitching. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like it's not a bad game. Nobody hates them
Bruh.
for the game. It's just they hate them for the bitching.
I just can't play
Bruh,
open world games
like-
anymore after Elden Ring, bro.
It's hard.
If
man.
I was an executive in charge of releasing that game, right, and I saw Elden Ring, I'm going straight to everyone like, listen, we need to delay this shit. Like,
Nah, they
a
got
month
cocky
or something.
again.
They
Again.
got cocky again.
Again.
It's funny
They
we're
did.
talking about Zelda because Zelda was the fucking game that got them the
That was
first
the game
time.
that got them. Yeah,
Like,
it's like they looked at the release calendar and they said, "We are going to take on
didn't the DLC just
George
drop too?
R.R. Martin." Yeah, the
The DLC
DLC.
just
No, the
dropped for
DLC
Horizon
dropped.
right
No,
when
the
Zelda came out.
no, the
Yeah,
DLC
these
dropped like
motherfuckers are stupid,
DLC
bro.
dropped like at least 3 weeks ago.
Like,
these guys-
like a
That's
month
still,
ago.
I mean,
long.
Elden Ring dropped a month after Horizon dropped. So, I mean, that's still too close.
Mhm.
These guys are fucking idiots. Like, you have to be, like, what? You have to be stupid. Ain't no way in fuck.
Speaking
no
of
way in
idiots,
idiots. Yeah,
Speaking
I had
of
the same
idiots.
thought.
let's talk about IGN and their review model.
Oh my god, bro.
We
Can we
wanted
play
to
the
talk
clip?
about this last week. I am gonna play the clip. We wanted to talk about this last week. Let's absolutely play the clip right now that I shared to you guys, and Despair's immediate response was, "This has to be a joke," and it was indeed.
It
not a
didn't
joke.
seem like they were being serious. There was no fucking way, bro.
No, this is not satire. This is an absolute serious podcast or interview. It's a clip from it, so hey, if we're taking it out of context, whatever, sue me. I don't give a shit. It's our podcast. We don't care. But we listened to this and we were just like, well, that kind of makes sense why IGN's fucking full of idiots. I'm gonna play the clip in its entirety right now for you guys. It's a short clip. It's only 6 seconds, but let's listen to it.
But think about it this way: if you've never heard of the game, we probably wouldn't review it, and it probably isn't that good anyway.
That's a really good explanation.
But think about it this way: if you've never heard of the game, we probably wouldn't review it, and it probably isn't that good anyway.
That's a
Oh wait, this is not the full clip. God damn it.
No, that's the best part of the fucking clip.
That's the best part of the clip. That's not the full clip. I don't think the full clip actually exists anymore. I tried to find it, and I think it was deleted.
Oh, they probably took it down. Oh,
I think they took it down because look,
Damn.
they deleted the original tweet. There it is.
You might want to be careful and not keep scrolling down.
I'm not gonna keep scrolling down. The one that I posted originally because I had liked it because I wanted to go to it. So it was a whole, just to sum it up, it was a whole spiel about how IGN doesn't, when they decide to review games, if games are unknown, they decided, hey, we're just not going to review it because people are not going to care. And then the games that people do care about, they're going to review it. And then their whole scoring system is based on, well, it's a game that people expect it to be good, so we're just going to give it a 7 because a 7 is good. Wow.
Beautiful.
And
this is why I don't even care about. This is why no one fucks with IGN. Like,
and that's why everyone looks at YouTubers, and this is why.
This is why I just play games myself and just not care. Like, if a game looks cool to me, I'm gonna just play it. I don't give a fuck. Like, everybody, it always baffles me when people be like, "Yeah, I'll wait for the reviews to drop." Like, what? If you're interested in the game, play the game. Like, I'll never. You don't have to pre-order it. You know what I'm saying? Like, watch a couple of videos, do whatever, but play the fucking game yourself if you're interested in the game. There's so many games that I've liked. There's so much shit that I've liked, period, that has shit reviews all over the place. I don't give a fuck. Like, the review at the end of the day, there's no such thing as a fully objective review on anything from any person. Like, unless we can get fucking chat GPT fucking reviews on everything, that like, there's no such thing as an objective review. Like,
IGN is probably ChatGPT. I got an image on the screen right now. It says it was an image that I had to take a picture of. Do you see how pixelated it is? If you've never heard of a game, we probably wouldn't review it, and it probably wasn't that good anyway. How do you not see what's wrong here? And then a reply to that tweet was, we're not here to help you navigate your way through the world of gaming. We're here to reinforce the decisions about the games you already made. If that doesn't tell you that review, this is not even to pick at IGN. This is to kind of pick at
these guys are idiots. Nah.
This is to pick at review sites in general. If any review system you look at, unless it's a specific review system, like I look at Digital Foundry because they look at performance reviews. They're like, how does this game actually run on your fucking console, PC, wherever it's on? And then we'll kind of give our opinion on whether or not it's a good game. Another review site that I personally look at is Game Ranks. They do before you buys, and they're like, hey, before you buy this game, here's what you should know about it. They don't assign scores. They just tell you, here's what you can expect from playing the game, buying the game. Whether or not I'm a fan, here's what you can expect. Or if I am a fan, here's what you can expect. And that's what they give you.
Aren't the IGN offices like some they're in like a damn cave underground?
Bro.
Hold on, they're in like a cave underground or some shit where there's like no windows. They don't see sunlight. Because I've been thinking to myself, like, who are these idiots? Because all you had to do was have someone like, well, obviously it was a live thing, right? So you can't really, I guess, proof like go over the shit before they say it, but. All you had to do was word that differently. You could have left out if we don't know about it or it's probably bad. All you had to say was, because half of that was right. There's like thousands of games that come out like every fucking day. Just look at Steam, right? All you had to say is that there's way too many games for us to cover realistically. So we covered the games that are the most popular and that are going to give us the most clicks and attention on our website. That's all you had to say, and that's understandable by everybody. You didn't have to fucking say that. That's so like, what the fuck? Like, I'm so mind blown that you felt that saying all that was like necessary. Like, a smart person would have instantly thought, maybe I shouldn't say this. This sounds kind of stupid. This sounds kind of ignorant, but that's just IGN. Like, That's how IGN's been for fucking like a decade now. That's crazy to me. How do you not understand this?
You know, I think it's just a problem that goes beyond IGN. Like I said,
as soon as I heard it, I was
a review site now.
Let me see if I can find a picture.
I think it's all review sites. All review sites.
But
nowadays.
you know what's whack about all this? It's just that like, if you're a new game dev, it's just like
I was right. Yo. Google IGN offices, bro. Oh wait, look, they got some windows. Never mind. Like, never mind. These guys look like they work from an underground fucking like bunker or some shit like that. They don't see no sunlight. Like, where do they get these guys from? Hello? Like, they work in a shack. Like,
look at this building, bro.
They work in a fucking mill. Like,
this looks like the building from Office Space.
Bro, this ain't the building.
You're not
ain't
wrong.
no way. They work under the building. Get the fuck out of here. Like,
generic office building.
They dead ass work under the building.
Jersey.
This whole thing is not IGN. Like, they got the bottom floor, the cellar. Like, the fuck out of here.
Well, it says former headquarters.
This is the marketing. All that above ground is the marketing team and other shit. It's not the journalists. The journalists are underground.
Stop
like,
photo ass off.
Come on, bro.
Like it is. I think honestly, I just think like. Aside from IGN, like I don't want like I'll bully IGN. I don't give a fuck. But this is not just a let's bully IGN thing. This is a like let's fucking bully all game reviewers that are assigning arbitrary numbers to games, at least at this point, because you know they're following the same kind of philosophy.
Yeah, because IGN is literally an umbrella. Like everyone, IGN is the biggest shit to go to for all this information. Once I started branching into like media, TV, like movies and shit, IGN became like the biggest thing for like drones. Like I don't know.
Yeah, it just sucks that they have all this fucking influence in the industry, man.
Yeah, I mean that's what happens, right? But it's like that's up to people to just choose where they get their information from, which is why I literally just be like, I stopped reading reviews like back in the 360 generation. I just buy shit that I think looks cool.
Yeah.
If it's good, it's good. If it's not, whatever. I
stopped listening to scores. I mean, like, I think I made this argument the other week. I was just like, man, there's a bunch of these games that, like, for Jedi Survivors, speaking of which, where they give, like, this game, like, 9 out of 9s to 9 out of 10s or whatever, 10 out of 10s, but the game can't even fucking run. How does that not even take into account? Like, oh, yeah, it's a great game if you get to work it, but the game don't work. Like, so how do you consider that like a 9 out of 10? It's just like, just keep numbers out of your fucking reviews, bro. Like, if you didn't like it, like, I didn't like it, but if you play these types of games, then you'll probably like it. I mean, I say the same shit, right? Like, it's like,
I'm not gonna lie. That is a valid argument, true, but has performance ever really been like part of the review scores ever? I don't think so.
It should be.
I think it's more of a recent occurrence now that people need to at least withhold their review or purposely give a game a certain review if performance is not bad. Some sites do this, some sites don't. They give a game an initial review and they flag it and say this is a pending review, because a game that you receive whether you receive an early review copy and it's receiving a day one patch is not going to perform the same way once the game is to the general public. And then on top of that, if you look at Jedi Survivor now, the game is 5 patches deep. It's not going to perform as it did when it was initially reviewed. It got good reviews, which is kind of shocking because it's kind of like, well, like, then what the fuck happened? The game is not performing.
Playing in the background? Hold on.
Yeah, sorry. It's a Spotify playlist I got. I'll share it. But like,
yeah, but it's like Elden Ring dropped, right? Like, I'm just thinking about certain games that I personally, when it comes to like performance, unless the game was like completely unplayable, yeah, like Star Wars is just fucking shit on PC, right? But unless the game is like, unless there's something hampering you from playing the actual game, I don't really think it should factor that heavily into review scores, because we're like, certain games, like I'm playing through Zelda, right? That shit has issues, but I still think the game deserves the scores that it's getting. Like Elden Ring came out, but it was horrible.
Let's talk about what we.
I think
Sorry, go ahead.
I definitely do think it's a case by case kind of basis. And for me, in terms of performance, it's like, can you run the game?
Yeah, if the shit don't work, if the shit don't work, hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like you can't give a game a 10 out of 10 if 90% of people can't fucking run the game.
They give
You
it
know what I'm
10
saying?
out of
That's all I'm
10. I was
saying.
getting 10s. Really?
It was getting like 9 out of 10, wasn't it?
I mean, a 9 out of 10 is fine.
Star
I
Wars?
think a 9 is fine. I think a 9 is fine.
Star Wars is getting 9s and 10s across the board.
Yeah, it's a good game.
It was like literally
You can't play it, right?
And it definitely is a good game. I haven't played it yet, but it definitely seems like it would be. Because look, I played the original. It was fucking great. But
yeah, the game ran like complete dog shit. But yeah, you're right. I enjoyed it.
It does not run on the because it's like, hey, if you play it on PS5, then it's acceptable because you probably won't notice motion stutter because you're a cuck. Aside from that, if you're playing it on PC and you notice that shit and you notice the difference between a 30 FPS and 60 FPS game and realize that this game is not optimized and it runs like dog shit, then yeah, I think that a review could just say, hey, this game, when it's running well, is an 8. However, at its base performance across the board for most people, we're going to score it at a 5.
Think about the audience. Fixed. Think about the audience of people that go to these sites to see reviews and
clickbaity.
Stuff. These are the
right?
people. Nah, not even. It's just the audience that they're going for are the people that say, yeah, my PC runs it fine. I don't notice any issues. Because you got to think about it. That's the majority of people. The majority of people are saying shit like, yeah, I don't notice anything. It's fine to me. Game's great. Like, and that's who's going to these sites, and that's why they probably don't fucking even mention it. But well, they started mentioning it, but they don't like dock like, you know, points off for it because most of these people don't care.
That's like, why I say like true journalism, true gaming journalism just doesn't exist because they're all clickbait. They're all just trying to get clicks. They're trying to keep their sites running. I could understand that, but at the same time, it's just like, where are those people that are, you know, like it's kind of cliche. Where are those journalists that are in the movie that's like, hey man, here's something that nobody's talking about, and it's like, man, just don't pay any mind to that. And it's like, nah, I'm gonna investigate and spend my fucking life trying to expose this, and then they get killed because nobody wanted them to expose that. You know what I'm saying? Like, where are those kind of people in fucking gaming journalism?
I mean, they exist, but the thing about it is a lot of those people are just fucking memey and fucking satire, and you don't know when they're serious or not. Like, I forgot what the dude's name was. Yeah, I remember when Sonic Frontiers came out, and there was that dude that just kept fucking, like, he made the video shitting on the game, talking about how bad it was, and everybody was like, is this guy, like, what the fuck is he on? Like, I'm sure somebody probably knows what I'm talking about. I forgot what the dude's name was, bro. But he was just shitting on it. And everybody just went to that video and was like, yeah, man. And I think it was satire, because I think he makes like satire videos, like memeing on games and shit like that. But everybody took that shit to heart and was like, yeah, man, Sonic Frontiers is trash. And I'm like, y'all look fucking crazy, bro. That game was godlike. Yeah. Like, Game Donkey, that's the guy. That's the fucking guy. And I'm like, this is the reason why we can't have people that are out here actually exposing games and showing shit like that, because people never take them seriously. There's always some satire, always some fucking memey bullshit. Like, and to be fair, like, most of the people that do that shit now are doing it specifically because it's contrarian. Like, they're doing it because they know if they go against the grain and they say some advocate shit, that's what's gonna get them attention. Like, so I don't know. Like, I personally, I prefer, if it's a quote unquote review, it's not even a review for me. It's, give me a synopsis of what's good and bad about the game, right? I mean, I guess that's technically a review, but you don't have to have a number at the end. You don't have to tell me if it's good or bad. Just tell me, give me information about the game, and I'll judge from that. Like, that's it. Like,
some more like impressions.
Yeah, exactly. That's all I really look. That's all I watch is like impression videos. There's a channel that I like called Fextra Life, right? And they review a lot of the games that I'm interested in. Like, I remember Midnight Suns came out, right? And they did a video about it, and they didn't give it a score. They talked about all the shit that was bad about the game, and they said all the stuff that was really good about the game. And that sold me on it. I was like, okay, well, the pros outweigh the cons, and I got it, and it's a good game, right? Remember back in the day, I don't know if y'all remember, but on IGN, because obviously everyone used to go on IGN. We can't front, but back in the day, IGN used to actually have like the review score was the first thing on the page, and it had bullet points, and it had the pluses and the minuses, right? And they were very like, they actually went like in depth with a lot of that shit. Now you have the written review, which we know nobody fucking reads. Everyone just scrolls all the way down to see the score, right? And that's all people go off of. So that's exactly why they do this shit, right? Because they know people are gonna go fast forward to the end of the video, or people are gonna scroll all the way down. get the number, not even look at the bullet points, just look at the number and run with it. Like, oh, it's a 7, ass. Like, that's why that's exactly why devs don't even ship review copies to these motherfuckers because they don't want that shit. Like, oh man, it's actually wild.
They also don't ship review copies to the people who are actually going to go in depth, like Digital Foundry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Then everyone got the shit. Everyone got what game was it? It was Hogwarts. No, it was Star Wars.
Star Wars.
What was Redfall? It was something else before that though. That they were complaining about it.
There was a couple of them.
No, it was one
probably
recently
some
that they
Naughty
were
Dog
complaining
shit.
about. I don't know. I probably.
It might have been The Last of Us Part 1.
It might have been because that shit was terrible. But I don't know, man. Like, there's a whole big like circle of politics going on when it comes to that shit. So,
and that's kind of like the problem with game journalism, right? It's still ultimately beholden. Like, if the journalist is being honest with his opinions, he's gonna get either clapped by his boss or by the video game companies that they're that go to these things and provide them the review copies, that give them the things so they can provide the reviews. It's like, oh, you write such a bad review, then they're just gonna fucking blacklist you, and then that's it. You don't get shit anymore. And it's happened all over because a bunch of YouTubers get blacklisted all the time.
That happens. Yo, do y'all remember? I don't know if y'all are really into this, but there was a YouTube channel that like used to shit all over NVIDIA for like releasing bullshit. And then they blacklisted him, and it was like a whole big thing because I think the 30 series stuff came out, and they didn't send him anything. He had to go out and buy all this shit. Nah, it was nah. It was Gamers something. It was one of those. It wasn't like one of the bigger channels.
Oh, I remember because like, Gamers Nexus made a video about it.
Yeah. Like everyone came to the channel's defense and shit because NVIDIA was just like bullying them because they didn't want to give them shit because he said all the bullshit that nobody else was really talking about, right? So they were like, well, we're not going to give you our fucking cards anymore. Like, and that's just how it goes. Like, it's just big political bullshit. But sometimes you got to play the game, right? I don't know.
No. I mean, that's the difficulty, man. They're I understand that they're in a tough spot. You got to get clicks. You got to get clicks for your site. And you got to please the games or otherwise you'll not get a review score. But at the same time, like, you have a responsibility to those in your audience, to the people that you're making these articles for and you're making these reviews for, and you actually have to service them. Those are the people that are most important, right? Like, ultimately, if you're true in that, your bills will get paid. I mean,
yeah.
Listen, I like Game Ranks. Game Ranks is like my go-to game site. I think they make great videos. I think they do a lot of good things in regard to like before you buys. And I think they do a great job in maintaining like a neutral stance. They're just like, hey, like we're not gonna shit on a game, actively shit on it. But if we don't like it, we're gonna tell you we don't like it, but you might, and here's why you might, or here's why you'll agree with us and that we don't like it. And ultimately, you make your own opinion up when you play it yourself. That's what you need. You need a guiding opinion, a guiding hand, and that's why I always plug them. I would love to meet up with fucking Jake Baldino over there, because I know they're based in New York. I would love to meet up with them and just have a beer and chill and just have a conversation, though. Jake Baldino, you listening?
Yeah, I personally listen to was it ACG or whatever?
Yeah, same. Yeah. I listen to all that
because he does shit by like section, like sound, graphics, performance, or whatever, and then like he doesn't give it a score necessarily. He'll just be like, I would buy this. I would wait for a sale. I would wait, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But it's pretty objective for the most part, and like, and like if it's a game that I'm like on the fence about, like I'm like, I kind of want to get it, but I don't want to be, the guinea pig.
Yeah, that's weird because like as humans, like we're like hardwired to like certain like negative and positive like shit, right? Like, you see a high number, you automatically associate good. You see a low number, you automatically associate bad, right? So it's like you see green, you know it's good. You see red, it's like, oh shit, right? So it's like we're just hardwired to see shit like this, and it's like that's why these bigger fucking companies always have that big ass fucking number on the screen, right? And it's like, here's my issue with that, right? My issue with that is we can say a game is average and we give it a 7, right? Wouldn't that be a 5? Like,
Yeah,
a game gets a 5, right? It's considered complete trash. Matter of fact, nigga, a game gets a 7, and that's considered trash for some reason. So it's like, I don't know, man. That's exactly why. Yeah, that's exactly why I love reviews that just get rid of the number, bro. Like,
yeah, I agree. You know what's the worst, you guys? I don't know if you guys ever had the experience. You ever play a game that everyone's like 10 out of 10, 10 out of blah blah blah,
and
then you play
trash?
it and you don't? Yes.
Yeah. Yo, I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep saying this. I'm gonna die on this, bro. And I'm gonna get fucking hung and shit, bro. I don't think The Last of Us is a 10 out of 10. I'm sorry. I don't think The Last of Us is a 9 out of 10. Sorry. Like, that game is an 8 out of 10 max. Like, whatever, bro. Like,
I can agree with that.
The story is great. The story's great. Bro, that gameplay was so mid. I don't even know what the fuck we basing reviews off of now. If we giving 10 out of 10 because of the story. Like, that's it. Like,
we all know, like, there are certain games that can hit you at certain points in your life that for everyone else,
I loved the game.
Is a 7 out of 10, a 6 out of 10, and for you it's a 10 at that moment that you played it. I
loved that game, but that's just an 8.
That multiplayer was godlike, though.
that shit is an 8. Like,
but I'll
like give Uncharted The Last of Us scores, because Uncharted 4 was godlike. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that deserves the shit, in my opinion.
Uncharted 4 was godlike.
Like, I don't know, man. Like, hella shit be hella overrated to me. Like,
you know, I like the idea, or like what Follow was talking about, like the review site that you watch, because I always thought, like, if I reviewed games, I'd review it based on categories, right? There's going to be things that, like, what ultimately makes a good game, which is sound design, graphics, gameplay, and then there's also certain elements that are going to be more subjective than objective, right? Like, it's like, and that's what ultimately makes a game.
Everything is subjective.
But
everything outside of the technical aspect,
that doesn't even make a game good, though. Those are just
everything outside of the technical aspects of the game are subjective. Like, the only thing you can say is objective is the technical shit. Like, oh yeah, the game performs like ass, whatever, right? Like, that's the only thing that you can say that's subjective. Like,
there's always that, regardless if a game is hitting on all of those cylinders, there's always that element that a game just hits you a certain way from when you played it. Same thing with books, same things with movies and music and all kinds of media that you consume. There is a point where it's going to hit you differently than it hit everyone else because of how you were feeling when you consumed that piece of media. So for you, it may be a perfect score, and for everyone else, that's just a 7. You know?
I gotta stop clicking on those videos y'all be posting in Discord, bro, because y'all be fucking up my whole YouTube recommendations and shit. Sorry, my fault.
Now you can't be blaming me for.
Nah, I got Pokemon videos all over my shit.
Like, okay, that's not my fault.
Don't let us disturb your.
That's Rome's fault.
Don't let us disturb your YouTube feed of low tier god.
Listen, bruh. But yeah, like, I don't know, man. The whole thing about it is, I'm so glad. It's not even just games. It's been like, for me, it's been like movies, TV shows, anime, everything. I'm so glad that I like turned my ear away from all the shit people say. Like, when something that I care about is about to come out or people are about to talk about it, I mute everything. I mute Twitter. I mute the keywords on Twitter. I don't care. I don't see anything FF16 related on Twitter because I muted everything. Like, I see somebody post that shit in Discord, I'll scroll past that shit. I don't want to see nothing about it. When the game comes out, if the game sucks, I'll determine whether it sucks or not. If it's good, I'll determine whether it's good or not. I don't give a fuck about what anybody says anymore. Like, because personally, to me, it all started when, like, I don't know what it is. I don't know when it happened, but back, I don't know if I remember, but like a few years ago, we used to get like trailers. There was like this period of like 3 or 4 years where we get trailers for games, and they would spoil the shit out of everything. Like, they kind of stopped doing that lately. Yeah. But there used to be trailers that would literally show you everything, and I'd be like, damn, what the fuck's new? Like, what am I gonna discover in this game that I haven't seen in the fucking trailers? So I stopped watching trailers and shit, and I stopped watching like previews and reviews, and I get into a game blind, and it's like the best experience ever. So I stopped fucking caring.
I mean, it's the same shit with the movie industry. You know, when the trailers show you too much for the movie, and you're like,
I don't watch
man, I just felt like
trailers anymore.
Man, I feel like I saw the whole movie. Remember back in the day where they just showed little teasers? It's just literally the title of the movie and maybe like a line or two, and like, ooh, that could be interesting. Like, that was the whole reason we went to the movies. We go there for the previews, bro, and then we go.
People be like, yo, did you see that movie trailer? I'd be like, nope, I'm good. yo, but it's dope.
Yeah.
I'm sure the movie's gonna be dope. I'll wait for the movie to come out.
And there were some theaters that only showed some sneak peek trailers and some that didn't. Bro, that show was wild.
Yeah, but I'll be honest though. I'm gonna be 100. Watching if I'm gonna watch a trailer, it's gonna be the ones that they show in the movies though, because those just be godlike. Like,
yeah.
So,
media blackout.
Yeah,
I would suggest
exactly.
that everyone goes into it for something that they care about. Go into media blackout. If you don't care about it so much and you just don't care about being spoiled, then watch all the fucking trailers.
I didn't know shit about the building and all this extra shit in Zelda, bro. I didn't know anything about this game. I went into that shit completely blind, and I was like, God damn, this shit is crazy. Like,
I see, but conversely, right? Like, I get that point because I always advocate for media blackout. But look, I haven't played the game yet, and I see all the shit that people are doing, and I'm just kind of like, that just makes the game more hype for me. Like, I'm like, listen, I'm not even a creative type, but that shit's gonna be dope.
Right. You're right. Like, obviously, seeing certain things will get you hyped,
but that may spoil it for some people. Some people might feel spoiled for seeing shit like that, and it's like, I get it either way. But that's why, hey, media blackout.
That's personally, like, people be like, man, why you buy games day one? Because I don't want to see shit. Like, I want to play it and form my own opinion before everyone starts talking about the shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
well, speaking of one, people don't really give review scores of 1 anymore. You never seen like a game get a review score of 1.
I mean,
also speaking of 1,
how can a game be a 1?
Mortal Kombat.
The game would literally have to. Unbelievable. Get this guy out of here, bro.
Listen, that segue was godlike.
This guy was like.
Mortal Kombat 1 dropped the trailer today, guys, and I got a lot to say. Well, a lot to say, but it's a lot that people aren't expecting to say.
Man, that shit gonna be fire, bro. I don't give a fuck.
This game's gonna be good. Like, I agree. I think it is great cinematics. Look, they popped a trailer that's amazing. It looks fantastic. Don't get me wrong. There's only certain things that I'm gonna complain about, and it's not the same thing that everyone else is gonna complain about. A lot of people complain about the violence and gore.
You know what people are not gonna complain about? Melina.
Oh, thank God, right? Like, I feel like they did that shit on purpose.
Shut the hell up.
They
all
did.
I need everybody to shut the fuck up.
She's showing up in the trailer.
I was like, yes.
Right now, Ed Boon purposely put Melina initially in there so he could just be like, guys, shut the fuck up. She's in the
bro.
Okay.
Listen.
Hold on. Before you go, real quick.
No,
like, because last year, when 11 was coming and all those fans were complaining about Melina. Look, I like Melina too, but goddamn, those fucking people.
Oh, no, don't get me wrong.
Twitter,
those motherfuckers were on some shit. But I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Melina is my favorite MK character of all time. So you can suck my big ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that is my fucking. I love that bitch.
I will say,
Katana looking kind of cute though.
The worst fans in any FGC game, it's like a tie between Smash Bros fans and fucking MK fans, bro.
Yeah, you know what you just did? You just named the most casual fighting games. Like,
that's true.
Whatever,
quote
unquote fighting games, whatever, right? You just named the most casual.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, they have the biggest casual audiences, so of course you're gonna get that. Like,
yeah. And I think as far as that goes, it's like, yeah, great. Like, they showed her in the trailer. There's a few things about this that's gonna be problematic because it's a timeline reset, but at the same time,
which we knew was gonna happen.
We knew it was gonna happen because MK11. I didn't play it, but honestly, it ended with a fucking timeline reset.
And they do it every fucking generation, guys.
So, but here's the thing: like, even if you're expecting that timeline reset, now it's a situation where you have a game that's coming out and its base roster of characters, like, they're doing what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to drop a certain character set that's going to fit with the story that they're telling. So if your character's not in there, fuck yourself, because you're just going to have to fucking wait. Like, not everybody's going to be part of this. However, maybe they will.
That shit is ass.
Maybe they will, because the details that I've heard about MK1 being is that they're going to release it. They're going to have an assist system, which is kind of going to work like MVC1, where it's going to have several characters that aren't in the game as selectable characters, but they'll be assist characters. So like Smash Bros. Trophy characters or MVC1 assists, right? Like when you pick the fucking Colossus and you did the code to put in Colossus and Psylocke, and they weren't characters in the game, but they were like, I get that that's their way around like the timeline reset and being able to include characters in the game, because there's definitely going to be a bunch of people bitching for like Rain to be in the game when no one gives a shit about Rain.
I'm gonna be devil's advocate
I like
here.
Rain, but
I mean, like, when it comes to fighting games, every fighting game does this, but we can't sit here and really keep justifying the fact that all these games have a legacy of and all these characters, right? And they remove them for the sake of selling you the shit later, right? Like the only reason why MK specifically, kind of annoys me in that regard is because we had Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. We had Mortal Kombat Armageddon. We had these games that had all these fucking characters. Yeah, some of them were completely irrelevant, but we had these games that had all these characters in it, right? And we know every time they reset shit, every time a new game comes out, half of that cast is going to be there. And that shit kind of frustrates me. So you can't really say, like, go fuck yourself to the people that have like a character, have like a love for a character, and that character's not in the game when it comes out. Like, yeah, you could be like, yeah, you gotta wait. It's gonna be DLC. Sorry, like that's bullshit. You can't justify that. There's no way to justify that. That's silly to me. Like, I had to wait 3 years for my main character to be in Tekken 7. But by the time she came out, I didn't care about the game anymore, and I was hella disappointed. Like, so shit like that is kind of corny to me. And if they're gonna do the timeline reset, cool. But we know the timeline reset, they're just gonna add a bunch of characters that are fucking corny as shit anyway. Let me stop.
No, you're right.
Like,
it's the same thing that happened with MKX, where it's just like, hey, these are the new generation of like characters, right? And then people were just not vibing with some of those characters. Some people did. I love Takeda.
Yeah,
that
but
was
so
like
far,
my favorite.
oh my
Cassie
God.
Cage was pretty cool.
Man,
Yeah.
See, and I didn't like either one of them motherfuckers. See, the thing is, like, the only game recently, this is all subjective, obviously, right? But the only game in recent times that has launched with the cast of new characters that are cool is Street Fighter 6. Like, that's the only game so far.
So far.
Like,
we don't even know. We don't even know
way,
yet because it's not out.
I just want to make a quick point. Ed Boon, because this game is coming out September. Ed Boon made damn sure to stay out of Street Fighter 6's way.
Yo, wait, can we talk about that? Can we talk about how this game literally
I'm actually
just
surprised
got announced and it's coming out in September?
Yeah,
that's kind of wild to me.
You know,
that was the biggest surprise to me.
I would think that it's mostly done in that capacity because they've been developing this game for a long time. We know that. We haven't heard shit about it. And then when they finally announced it, I knew it was going to be something where it's like, hey, we're announcing it. It's coming out months later because they've been working on this game for a while, right?
Listen to me right now. Aaron Black was the corny. I know everybody loves that character, bro. Aaron Black was the corniest fucking addition to MK I've ever seen in my life. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm sorry, I know it's an opinion, but come on, bro.
I will say good design, poor execution.
It does look good design.
The design's great, but that was the most boring character I've ever seen in the fucking game.
Yeah.
Like,
good design because he's
everyone
like
loves
he's
shit
an
on
outlaw
Devora,
cowboy
right?
from fucking.
Devora was at least godlike.
Yeah,
like, I mean, she killed my girl. Well, spoiler alert, but she killed my girl. I wasn't really feeling after that, but still, like,
MK
like,
has
damn.
some sick character designs. We love the new characters. We love the old characters. My whole like thing about this whole announcement is like, I'm just not a fan of the naming convention.
Aaron Black.
I'm just not a fan of it being Mortal Kombat 1, right? Like, it kind of takes me
They
back.
should have just named it Mortal Kombat. Why'd they name it 1?
Well, hold on. Like, it takes me back to when they named like Battlefield 1, right? And even that had its reason for its naming convention because it was
Battlefield went way back
for World War One. They went back to World War One. The original Battlefield game that was on PC was called Battlefield 1942. So calling a game Battlefield 1 had its reasoning, but it was still like, how does this, like, why Battlefield 1? Why didn't they just name this Mortal Kombat?
They should just call it Mortal Kombat.
and then, well, because then the thing is,
name it like Mortal Kombat Resurrection. Add like a subtitle. Do some shit,
add a
like,
subtitle. Because if you name it just Mortal Kombat, then you have the same issue that we have with fucking Call of Duty Modern Warfare, where we have Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Yo, we're getting Modern Warfare 3, by the way.
2019, and then we have Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2022, and now we're getting Modern Warfare 3 at 2023, right? Like,
you know how you solve that convention? You just add subtitles.
Add a subtitle.
I mean, you just add a.
Okay.
You literally just. Mortal Kombat Resurrection.
Okay,
Mortal Kombat New Beginnings. Mortal Kombat.
Y'all gonna hate me for this. Mortal Kombat Infinite, and the only reason I'm saying that shit is because
but that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't matter what they call it. Just not like
what they call
I think that naming convention is dumb. Remember when the Xbox One came out? Everybody was like, "What the fuck?"
Like Xbox One, because the thing is, when you say Mortal Kombat 1 now, who are you talking about? The first Mortal
Kombat 2. Now Mortal Kombat 2 is gonna come out next.
Okay, so here's the issue, because technically this is a remake of a remake, right? So this is the same shit with like, okay, so there's Resident Evil 1, and then there's Resident Evil 1 remake, and then this is as if the equivalent of Resident Evil 1 remake.
Yeah, but this isn't really a remake though. This is just a reboot, right?
Yeah,
this is another reboot,
right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, Resident Evil, like, they have the moniker of remake. Resident Evil 1 remake, Resident Evil 2 remake, Resident Evil 3 remake, Resident Evil 4 remake. They have the remake series. This could have been Mortal Kombat. Like, I mean, dispersed Resurrections. It makes me think of Matrix Resurrections, but
right?
like, it's the same thing. Like, add a subtitle to it.
They don't name. See, the thing about Capcom is smart. Capcom didn't name it anything. They just re-released them. They're called Resident Evil 2. They call Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil 4. They don't even have remake in the official like titles of the game. Like we all know it's a remake, but they didn't say shit. They could have just named this shit Mortal Kombat. Like I'm telling you, they deadass could have just said Mortal Kombat, and it would have been, and no one would have cared. Like,
you know, I wonder if they put 1 because most of the characters that were in 1 are going to be in this, kind of because it's kind of like the new beginning again.
It was like
whatever.
It was like 6 fucking characters. Mortal Kombat.
I know. There was like
and they're
7.
all going to be in the game.
And they're all going to be in the game.
Yeah. And that's it. And everyone else going to be DLC. Great.
With Goro and Shang Tsung, and then you have Reptile as a secret character.
Yeah, right?
Which would be sick, actually.
Like, I don't mind the reset. Just do it cool. Just make it just make the story cool.
I don't mind the reset. My problem is the naming convention. Like,
yeah. So for me,
really.
So for me, with this game, lore-wise, I think they're gonna do things completely different, like story-wise. So here's my hard read, bro. Bihan stays as Sub-Zero. He doesn't die. That's my hard read.
I'm gonna be real with you. I guarantee all this shit is gonna happen. I think all this shit's gonna happen. It's gonna end exactly the same. It's gonna be another timeline reset in like 6 years. I'm just like,
it's true. They're gonna tell a different story with the same characters, but it's gonna be similar, but it's gonna be flipped, right?
Well, what's interesting in this one is Raiden would technically be a human in this continuity, right? Because he doesn't have any.
I think it's just characters. I think it's just character swaps. I think now Liu Kang is the god. Raiden's gonna be Liu Kang.
That's
I think what it's gonna be.
Idea.
And I think, like, from the looks of the trailer, Melina and fucking Katana.
Oh yeah,
their roles are reversed. Katana's the guard, and Melina's the princess. I think all roles are just gonna be reversed. That's what I think. I think that's the gimmick.
Let's go.
Scorpion's gonna kill the younger brother.
Scorpion's gonna kill the younger brother of Sub-Zero, and then the older brother of Sub-Zero is gonna come for revenge. You know what I mean? It's gonna be all role reverse. I think that's the gimmick. Sorry, I spoiled MK1 for you guys.
If we make the hard reads, you guys, and it ends up coming true, I mean, like, hey man.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna eat up whatever story they give me because I like the Mortal Kombat characters. I don't care. Like, I'm gonna play the story mode, right, just like everybody else, or I'm gonna watch the shit on YouTube. What the hell?
Yep, it's gonna be all. Look, you guys heard it here first. That's the story of Mortal Kombat 12. Mortal Kombat.
It's gonna be the
1.
same shit. Like, fucking. All I care about is that the game is not fucking dog shit like MK11 was. That's all I care about.
We all know the animation is just gonna be fucking.
I don't care about the animation. The animations can be jank, and the game can still be good. Like Mortal Kombat X to me was that's the only reason I bought MK11 was because I loved the shit out of MKX, and MK11 was so shit. I was like, bruh, I bought that game. That was like the biggest waste of money ever, bro. I bought that game. I played that shit for a week, and I was like, man, this game sucks.
He said so
like,
shit.
Game was shit, bro.
Yeah.
I don't care what nobody says. That game was shit. Like,
yeah.
My only other complaint about this game, and it's not the same thing that people are thinking of. It does have to do with the gore, but it doesn't have to do for the reason that everyone's complaining about, that it has gore, blah 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 blah. It's unnecessary. No,
are they really?
My complaints about the gore is that this game is just gonna continue the complications for content creators, where videos are gonna get flagged for gore. Videos are gonna get flagged because it's they can't do anything. You can't post content for Mortal Kombat because of all the fatalities.
But who cares? Like, at the end of the day, when I'm buying MK, I don't give a fuck about that. Like,
I know you don't, but like if we were to make content, you know what I mean? Like if we were to make content,
I would just know.
I wouldn't choose to make content about Mortal Kombat.
Exactly. Like I'm gonna enjoy the game. Like if we're just talking about the game, like that's not really gonna. Neither of them ain't developing the game based off of where the content creators are going to be able to fucking, you know what I'm saying?
No, like, of course not. Yeah. But ultimately, that does create a problem in publicity for the game, because their free publicity is content creation, right? And it's just
well, MK don't need no publicity, bro. MK
they don't need it, bro.
Content creation is going to be out there, but content they're just not content creators are just not going to monetize, and ultimately they're just going to stop making videos because either they black and white out all the portions with the fatalities, or they just don't make videos or blur it out. I've seen videos of Mortal Kombat shit for people, and in order to have their videos monetized, they've absolutely just blurred shit out completely. Exactly.
Like, here's the whole issue is, like, that's not the dev's job to make sure that your content.
Not.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm not implying that. I don't want to imply that. I'm just like, it's just a point of conversation, you know?
Yeah, no, you're right. No. Because I personally, when I play Mortal Kombat, like, let's say I was a fighting game like content creator or some shit like that, right? You find a way, right? You just find a way.
Yeah, you do.
Yo, for me, it's just like the only reason people are complaining is because of the YouTube monetization bullshit about the gore or whatever. Who the fuck ever complained about? Bro, like, that's why you play Mortal Kombat.
What the fuck do you play MK for? Go play something else. Go make content on something else.
I might have to pull up Giuna's tweet.
No, can we not pull up Giuna's tweet? We don't give random FGC motherfuckers clout here.
Stop giving Giuna clout.
We don't give random FGC niggas.
No, it's not so much to give them clout. It was more so to bring up those that are complaining about the gore. And I'd rather bring up someone like Giuna, who at least puts it in a fashion that we can argue against, rather than some random Joe Schmo that's just like, I don't like this because it makes
Giuna is a random Joe Schmo.
That's true.
He is. He's an anime player. Don't listen to opinions about
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what he plays. We know why he says things. He's baiting people for fucking impressions. Like, we know why he's doing it. So why are we entertaining it?
No, it's not entertaining the cloud farming. It's just more so that a lot of people are just complaining because they saw the trailer and they're like, I don't know if I like all this gore. And it's like, well, then you were never an MK fan, to be honest.
Yeah, he literally
that's ultimately the point.
He literally said that in the tweet. He said, I'm not an MK guy. Okay. Then just shut the fuck up. Like, he put that out there for the clout. Like, that's the most, bro, this is what Giuna does. He makes bait tweets. Like, next topic. Like, that shit, like, he makes bait. Like,
yeah, my only topic about the gore was just like, it's just a problem for content, right? Like, that's it. Honestly, I think I'm a fan of the fatality. That's the first thing I go to.
That shit gonna be fire, bro.
That's just gonna be ridiculous. Yeah. It does. It does present a problem that it does get a little too realistic, and it's like, well, like, what the fuck? But at the same time, that's why it's rated fucking mature.
Well,
don't let your kids play this fucking game. Like, listen.
I mean, that's
the game was never meant for kids in the first place.
Exactly.
Like,
if you have a problem with it, that's the reason why.
Did we forget? Did you forget that this is the reason we have the ESRB?
Yes, like, this is the
Mortal Kombat was literally the reason why we have that shit.
Created for. So it's gonna be a problem. Go fuck yourself if you're not with it. Play something else. This
is why every article and every topic that's like relevant nowadays, I think to myself, all these motherfuckers did not play video games over a decade ago. Because like, where were you guys? Like, MK was that's literally why the game is popular. Like, because we had the crazy fatalities, we had people's heads, we had people's spines getting ripped out, we had the fatalities and shit. That was the most. Fatalities is like the most fucking popular shit. Mortal Kombat is pop culture because of the fucking violence, bro. Hello? It's not because the game is good. Listen. Let's be real here. It's not because the gameplay is good. Because the original Mortal Kombat games were trash, gameplay wise. Sorry, like that's probably gonna piss people off. But up until what was it, MK3? Even MK3 was jank. But up until MK3, MK was kind of shit. Like
MK3 implemented run and it made it even more jank because you know.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's just like, look, say, let's argue if I'm an MK content creator, right? And I want to make content on this game, you're just going to have to do more editing on your part to figure it out.
Yeah, that's
part of your job. Because the one thing I wouldn't want is a GIMP Mortal Kombat because you guys want to make money. Fuck it.
Absolutely.
Like, what the fuck? Even if I was an MK content creator, I wouldn't even be mad. I would be like, damn, this is going to be interesting, right? This is going to be some work. But I ain't going to be fucking mad. That's the game. Like... If you're gonna make content on it, figure that shit out,
bro. Better get that gauze and burr on deck.
That ass.
I would just replace the sound effects with something like this or some shit.
Yeah, make the blood green. Like turn that shit into Matrix juice. The
green blood, Gaussian blur, Matrix juice. Add your filters. You know it's. Listen.
I ain't worried about how content creators are gonna eat. I'm sorry, bro. Like
this game is still gonna sell like.
You know that don't care.
Hotcakes.
It's gonna sell more than Street Fighter 6.
Speaking of games that sell like hotcakes, GTA 5 sold 180 million copies.
God damn, man! I can't even imagine that number.
That's
dude.
it.
Like,
let me stop.
100.
That's it, right? Yeah, that's it.
GTA 5 is a fucking juggernaut, bro. Like. I'm surprised it sold. I'm surprised it didn't sell more. That game is like.
I'm surprised it didn't sell more because the game has been out for a fucking decade.
Yeah, and it's on every platform. Like that shit is crazy. Like it's like the biggest fucking. Oh man, like
I played this game on PS3.
Game was godlike. I mean, the game is good. Like it deserves it. I hope the next one is great.
Well on PS3.
Like, 3 consoles later.
I hope the next one is good.
Like, apparently the map for GTA 6 is going to be. Did you see it? Hold up.
Yeah, it's gonna be Florida. We're gonna be out here fighting alligators and shit. Yeah.
It's going to be Florida. We're gonna be fighting senators for human rights.
Yeah.
Whoa.
He's gonna be in Florida, baby.
He said, "I'm like an alligator in water. I keep it rolling."
Yeah, man. It's gonna be fighting alligators.
Look at this. I pulled it up on stream. Look at the map size compared from GTA 5 to GTA 6. This is rumor and hearsay, by the way.
Here's my issue with this, and this is my issue with GTA as a whole. Well, modern GTA as a whole. I don't give a fuck how big the map is. What the fuck am I doing in this game?
Yeah, exactly. Majority of the GTA map in GTA 5 was fucking mountains.
I personally, like, don't get me wrong. I love GTA 5. I don't like it as much as the rest of us. I prefer the older shits. But my biggest issue with GTA 5 was they would be like, oh, we're here, we gotta go there. I'd be like, oh man, I gotta go all over there, bro. Like, I was like, yo, can I teleport? Like, bro, I don't want to drive all the way fucking across the goddamn map.
I don't know. You know, open world games are kind of like thinking about expansive. And if I were making an open world game, I think about density.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
How much shit can I fit like in this small block? But I can go in anywhere. Everything's accessible. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that. I'd rather that be more detailed and be expansive versus like more land to explore.
Dude, I was just thinking, I was like, bro, a game like this can't do what Elden Ring and Zelda do now. They can't just add random ass fucking caves in the middle of fucking Florida. Like that shit don't make sense. They can't have random like discoveries and caves and fucking. I mean, maybe you can.
I mean, them alligators be coming out of nowhere.
True,
bro.
You're right. Florida is basically fucking what is it? Caled from fucking Elden Ring. You're right. That is Florida. You're absolutely right. It's the fucking swamp. Like, we can have some caves, go into water, fucking come out on the other side of the fucking universe. That's Florida. So, never mind. You're right. But my thing is, like, in GTA 5, I was not a fan. First of all, GTA 5 soundtrack was kind of mid. But regardless, I was not a fan of just being like shoehorned into going here, go point A, point B, right? I kind of like older but then again, I guess when we were younger, we were more inclined to like explore shit in GTA games, right? We had more fun just fucking running around, running over pedestrians and shit, beating with bats and shit, hearing the fucking random bats they would say, right?
Yo, you know what? Not me. Like, there was a bunch of kids my age who did that, and for me, I was more interested in the story missions and shit like that. I don't know.
When I was a kid, when I played GTA 3, you know what the most fun shit for me was?
I've seen people.
Nah, you know what the most fun shit for me was? My shit was hitting. No, hell, man, that's the most. Don't give me that corny generic shit.
And then getting your money back.
No. Nigga. I
Man,
never did
getting
that shit.
your
That shit was corny to
wanted
me.
level as high as you could and trying to survive. That's what it was.
But my favorite shit was hitting the random pedestrians and then taking them over to somebody else and then having them hit somebody else by accident and then just watching them all start rioting and fighting. That was the best shit ever, bro. Like,
starting a fucking mosh pit.
Yeah, that was the best.
Oh, that was great.
Like,
oh man, dude.
And then GTA up until like San Andreas, the pedestrians said like the most random, outlandish shit too. So I used to get a kick out of that. Everything is too serious in GTA now.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't play. I never played GTA for that. I played GTA because it was stupid. Like, I thought that shit was hella funny. Like
GTA is just one of those, like, it's one of those games where it's a cultural movement, bro. Like, it's just
hell
so,
yeah.
It's so
GTA is literal
big.
satire.
It's so big of a game. It's beyond the gaming community.
Yep.
Like, it's like Halo used to be at that level, and it's just fucking not anymore.
Nah. I don't think Halo was ever at that level.
Well,
I don't think
not,
there's any game.
It was comparable,
Yeah.
not necessarily like at the level. Like,
yeah, I don't think there's any game that's like
the closest thing to it now is Call of Duty, and that's just because Call of
but you got to kind of understand, right?
Pump out, right?
You got to kind of understand, like, Call of Duty is not going to click with everybody. GTA clicks with everybody because it's relatable. It's literally fucking Western satire. It's literally just satire on our lives.
Mhm.
Like, so that's why it's the biggest thing. It makes sense that it's the biggest thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I will never hate on GTA. There's not a GTA game I haven't liked. I like some more than others, but damn, rest in peace, Lamar. But like, fucking these games to me, just, I don't know. I feel like I'm just playing life, and that's just fun.
Yeah, it's fun when it's not actually life, right? Like, you can do things that you just can't do.
Like, I wish I could just run outside and just punch somebody in the face randomly. No, let me stop.
That happens.
Like,
but like, I think
yeah,
I think the idea of selling that many copies, like, yes, it's crazy, but at the same time, it's like, wouldn't you expect that of a game that's been so popular for so long and across so many systems? How many people, how many of those sales have been just double dips, just triple dips, right? Like, people that have just bought the
for
game.
sure triple dipped. I triple dipped on Grand Theft Auto 5.
Where did I buy that shit on? I bought that shit on 360. I bought that shit on
PS3.
PS4. I bought that shit on
PS4.
No, I didn't buy it on PS3. PS3 version was fucking terrible. 360, PS4, PC. I didn't buy the PS5 version. Okay, so I got three times.
I might be the only person who only bought GTA 5 once. I bought it on PS3, and then my PC copy right now is free.
To hear that.
It's a free Epic Game Store. Well, I got it when it came out. Listen, it came out on PS3 and 360, and I had a PS3, and I played it to this entirety on PS3. And it was fine.
I got it for PS3
it.
too.
I had no complaints with it. I lent it to a friend and never saw my copy again.
Damn.
It'd be like that sometimes. Sometimes you lend it to friends.
Got Grand Theft Auto, bro.
Yeah. Sometimes you lend a copy to a game to a friend, and you're just like, I'm not gonna play it again anyway.
Like my problem with that's GTA kind of sums up my overall problem with open world games, right? Where Elden Ring kind of solved it. Like Fala said earlier, I think density is more important than just the vast amount of like how big the map is.
Yes.
Like, I don't care about that. Like, I'm sure it'll be cool the first time, like navigating the map and driving whatever around, doing that shit, seeing all the shit one time will be cool. But then it's like, what am I doing here? Like, once you see everything, like, cool. Like, what the fuck do you do? You just go from story mission to story mission, and you beat the game, and that's it.
That's why I kind of really liked at least Cyberpunk initially at first, because the world was dense. But the things that you could do in it, the things that you could do in it initially were just kind of dull. But now they've like fixed that, right? Like now it's more of a complete game. But like that's what it is. It's like, don't just give an open world of just random shit. Give an open world of dense things that are engaging and just kind of makes the player to go, fun. Let me go into this fucking store or this building. What the fuck is happening here? And you walk in there and a fucking pimp is beating a hooker and you beat his ass and you have a side mission. You know, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, and you give up a lot of that shit when you make the world bigger. You give up on a lot of like the fucking intricacies and little small details because you got to make how you gonna fill up this big ass fucking map, right? But like, what game was it? What we were talking about something else.
What, the Lord of the Rings shit?
No. It'll come back to me. Go ahead. It'll
You know,
come back to me.
Spider-Man.
I was
Spider-Man-
gonna say
That's exactly what it was.
I was gonna
Spider-Man,
say-
because it's funny. That's funny that you just brought that up. That's what it was. So even Spider-Man, right? Like the most recent games, Miles Morales and the PS4 one or whatever. Even those games, the world isn't that interesting.
No,
but it's fun to navigate.
I was
and
gonna
the
bring
shit that
it
you're
up.
doing in it is fun to do, right?
I was gonna bring it up because it's a kind of faux density, right?
Yeah,
because
exactly.
it's based on a system of dioramas where what you're looking at if you look at each one of those buildings that you could look into the apartments, but they're all based on this faux diorama system where it rotates with the camera. So it appears that you're looking into an apartment that's an extensive apartment, but really when you cycle to the other side of the building, it's a completely different apartment because of the way the camera angle is built. Right, so they have that when you're looking into places that make it feel like all those buildings are dense, and then you have so many side missions that are happening on, and they just rotate based on the player's position of the map, right? So it's just making you feel like it's dense, right? But it's based
not
on your
even-
position.
I personally,
Well,
I don't even think it's not that for me. It's the fact that even just navigating the world in Spider-Man is just fun.
Yeah,
Like,
well, yeah,
like-
yeah. I mean,
like-
the oh, sorry. The swing is really good, and then not only that, but it's just like there's always a consequence to your actions because it's like, oh, these people are in trouble. I'm Spider-Man, so what do I gotta do? I gotta save the day. Like,
bro, like dead ass,
you know what I'm
bro,
saying?
dead ass. Because I be playing Spider-Man, right? And I be like, man, I just want to finish this goddamn game. But for some reason, like my compass, like it like works in my brain. Like it like triggers my brain, right? When you see the fucking radio shit go off or whatever it is go off, you're like, fuck, let me go over there and do that shit. And I'm like, damn, wait, it's just a game. This ain't real. Why the fuck do I feel inclined to go over there and help these motherfuckers, right?
Can't
But it
let
just
this
does a good
crackhead
job
get
of
bodied.
doing that. Yeah, like it does a good job of making you feel like you're ingrained in this world, right?
Yeah.
And GTA, like maybe 20 years ago, when GTA was like, when 3D GTA was new, and we were like, oh man, you could press triangle and jack this car and drive off with it. Cool, we can do that. We've been doing that for 20 years now. Like, I feel like that's not interesting to me anymore. Being able to swing around buildings and shit in New York City, that shit's hella fun, right?
Yeah.
Like, do something different. Obviously, it's
Bro,
GTA. It's based on reality. You can't really go that crazy with it, but I don't know.
No, you know, I think there needs to be an open world where there's fucking consequences for your fucking actions. So say, for example, you punch a guy, right? You punch a guy, you knock him out, right? And then you just play through the game, blah, 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 blah. We need some shit like where like that same guy,
We
his
do need
life
that.
got ruined because he was late to work because you knocked his ass out. So he
GTA would
lost
be
his
godlike.
job, he lost his wife. So now he's coming to gun for you.
The Nemesis
and he
system
waits
in
like
GTA?
right beside your part. Yeah,
Didn't Cyberpunk,
like shit like
Cyberpunk
that.
kind of did shit like that too, though. With
It
the,
was
with the different
supposed
mission
to
paths.
do the shit like
No,
that.
there was still
Yeah.
some stuff in Cyberpunk that kind of did that though. Where if you sided with certain people,
Yeah.
like you would, certain outcomes would be different. Like GTA needs a karma system. That's actually a good ass idea. GTA would be crazy if it had some kind of like karma system like that. That would be OD. Like, I
But
don't know,
I'm just,
bro.
I'm just giving a small example where your shit
that would be
kind of
sick.
matters in the long scheme. It's kind of like a long improv script. I don't know how you program that, but like,
I mean,
that
it's been
would be
done.
the kind
So
of thing.
I don't know why they wouldn't be able to do it. Like,
I like
Rockstar can do
karma
it.
systems. The only thing that I dislike about karma systems is how formulaic they get and
I
how
agree.
it
Yeah,
just becomes all good or all bad, and it's
It
you know,
shouldn't,
like
yeah,
think
it
of like
shouldn't be
Infamous,
like
for
that.
example.
It should
like,
be like very gray. Like it should be like not a number system, but it's like you did this to this person, and so what is this person gonna do in response to what you did? You know what I'm saying?
Honestly,
Like that's
honestly the best karmic decisions that I've ever seen in a video game is probably The Witcher.
I
Where
agree. That's
you
crazy.
Just,
Yeah, that's
you
what I was just
just
thinking.
don't know what you decide is going to be the best thing, because the thing is, you just don't know until you see it later on. Like, there's been shit in The Witcher, like when you pay attention, it's just like, I made this decision because I thought it was the best thing, but then you see something that affects later, and you're like, oh, they really flip it on your head.
Listen, bro, I'm gonna tell you why The Witcher had the best karma system, right? Because there was a chick that you fucked in the beginning of the game, right? You obviously you had the choice to do it or not, right? Of course, right? But if you did, and you find out that she was doing some fuck shit later on in the game, right? And you had the choice to be like, damn, I can't believe we fucked. That is the best shit I've ever seen in the game. The fact, bro, he was like, she said some wild shit. He was like, damn, I can't believe we fucked. I was like, yo, this is the best shit ever. This is the best game of all time, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I have to find the clip of that on YouTube, bro. That shit was the best. I was like, wow, that actually really affected some shit that happened like 6 hours ago. Like I had completely forgotten I did that shit, right? Because in Witcher 3, you fucking everybody. But like, I don't know that shit like that.
And I think that's the next level. And I don't know if humans can do that. Maybe you need the help of fucking Skynet AI.
Witcher 3 did it.
Scripts.
It was because there was no good or bad.
Taking what Witcher 3 did and taking it to the next level, right?
I mean, to be honest, they don't have to take it to the next level because there's no games that did it like the Witcher 3 did. They just got to do it again. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain ideas that you don't have to really iterate on. They're just good ideas. They're just not done enough.
It's just not a karma system that influences whether or not you get a good or bad end. It's just here's how your decisions impact your story and your gameplay. You know what I mean?
Further on that, I think the only reason why, now that I think about it, the only reason that really worked is because Geralt was such a gray area character anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't necessarily, he was always teetering on the edge of being good or bad anyway. So it kind of fit his character.
Because the entire public and the fucking just general public just treated him like shit.
Yeah.
Because he's a Witcher. And that's part of goes into your mentality. It's like, are you just gonna dish back what they give to you, or are you gonna rise above and be a better person? Right? But the thing is, even if you try and make decisions in that manner, sometimes it backfired. You're like, I'm going to be a bigger person here and do this. And then later on, you're like, oh, shit, that was not the right decision.
Yeah, because you know what it was really good
at?
Yeah, Witcher was good at actually making you pick human decisions, not fucking, oh, this is going to give me a good result or this is going to give me a negative one. Like I love Mass Effect. Don't get me wrong. I love Mass Effect, right? But Mass Effect is like the king of that. And they do that on purpose. Like, you have the blue choice and you have the red choice. You already know what the colors mean.
Paragon or Renegade. But same thing with Infamous, though. Infamous was based, its power system was based on it, which, it's like, it's how do you want to play the game, And sometimes the coolest powers were bad, so you just do bad shit,
Yeah, but I don't want a karma system to be like, oh, man, if I'm bad, I get this cool shit, or if I'm good, I get this cool shit. I just want it to be like, can I float? Human, exactly. Yeah. Can I float in this middle area and not feel like I'm missing out on stuff? And sometimes, as much as I love Mass Effect, when you pick that middle answer, that gray answer, where it's neither good or bad, sometimes you feel like you got to reload and see what the choices were. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, damn, I wonder if I was an asshole. I wonder what would have happened.
But there's that one choice in Mass Effect 2 I always choose.
Listen, bro. Y'all already know which one mine is. The fucking the one where Matt.
I'm still playing it.
God damn it! When you get there, you'll know.
Wait, are you talking about Ilium?
Is it the elevator? I mean, is it the fucking window?
The elevator. Yep.
Oh yeah. I already.
He passed that, but he didn't do.
Oh, he did. Oh, okay. You didn't push him out.
Yeah, because I just wanted the Paragon points. I didn't know he was gonna get pushed out.
You didn't push that motherfucker out. That's crazy.
I didn't know he was gonna get pushed out. It's not really clear like he's gonna get pushed out.
Always gotta get him and the guy in the beginning when he's like, "You're working too hard," and he puts the shit in his back. He's like, I love that shit.
Damn, eerie.
That's literally what he did.
There's certain choices I always make. No matter if I'm playing a good person, that shit is just too badass.
In retrospect, I did see a cutscene of it happening. I would have done it. I just didn't know that was gonna be the outcome. I was just kind of like, all right, man, I'm just gonna not kill you right now in front of you. I didn't know she was gonna push his ass out the fucking window if I chose. You know what I mean? That's the thing. You don't know.
Yeah, but especially when that dude was kind of baiting, you ain't gonna do shit. But I'm like, oh, really?
That just reminded me, bro. I kind of want more dynamic shit in games. You know what game?
Yeah, me too.
And it's funny. Yeah. San Andreas kind of had the shit that I like in some of these games where it had that gang affiliation shit. You remember in GTA, you had to take over gang areas and have gang wars and shit like that, right? And if you were in a certain gang area, it didn't matter. You would just get shot up just randomly. They didn't give a fuck. They would just start shooting at you. You take over the area, it's taken up about. You see all your homies, all the Grove Street homies and shit. And then you walk over into the next street, and it's a bunch of baller dudes, and it's damn, okay, this is cool. Yeah, I want cool shit like that. Do y'all remember in GTA 5 when you went to when you did that mission and they had you on Grove Street and you saw all the ballers took over Grove Street and all that shit? I was like, damn, this shit is cool because you felt like you were, if you played San Andreas, you felt more involved in that because you had to fucking defend that shit all the time when you played that game. So the people that didn't play San Andreas probably felt left out. They should probably flew over their heads when they played GTA 4. Like, I want shit like that. That shit is cool.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I mean by like longer scripts kind of taking over. Like, you know what I mean? That's kind of what I mean. But like,
because things start getting more narrow and fucking force fed to you. Like, I want the old like open. I don't want to say open, but like we're always gonna have those narrative driven games, right? Like, there's still gonna be people that play GTA just to go from mission to mission to mission to mission just to play a story, right? Which is fine. But I still want to be motivated to just go out and do random shit. GTA 5 didn't have that for me. I didn't feel the need to go out and do anything different outside of customizing my car. That's the only real thing that I did like outside of the main story was like, yeah, man, I gotta have my car gotta be dope. Yeah. Or like that was it.
You know, I will agree with you, but and also just looking at Rockstar and their development, what can give you hope, I guess, would be the way they handled Red Dead 2, because that game had a really good complex system as far as random events, story, and side missions and all kinds of things that were implemented within the world. And I think that like seeing that as their most recent game, it's the hope that their focus on GTA 6 is going to be more like that element and story wise, because you got to remember GTA 5 is also like a decade old.
That is true, because Red Dead has some cool ass shit where you would just be chilling on your horse and you see a random dude tied up on the train tracks, and that shit was crazy. Like, I want more dynamic shit. Like, just give me more dynamic shit to just distract me from just doing the main story and finishing the game.
My favorite thing in Red Dead,
I think it's hilarious.
Sorry, it was when I was riding and you see a guy that he's trying to do something with his horse, and then his horse just kicks the shit out of him and kills him.
I keep bringing up Elden Ring because it's like, man, it's such a mind. It's like I feel like that's the turning point for open world games, right? Like, after Elden Ring, everything is gonna try to capitalize off of like just adding a bunch of random shit that you can do. Like, the coolest thing about Elden Ring to me was just you step out into the world, and you want to progress, right? You want to go from boss to boss and all that shit. But while you're going to that boss, it's like, oh shit, what's that over there? Oh shit, a cave? Oh shit, like, I want to be distracted from the main story. I don't want to be force fed. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. They can start. Well, they're not gonna do this, obviously, but they can start by not having the Ubisoft map, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how they show like the initials for the characters you go to for the main story and all that shit. They're gonna have to have that, obviously. But if they're gonna do that, like, make it like you said, like Red Dead, where I could just walk down a random street, see somebody getting robbed, and be like, oh shit, and then that devolves into like a whole quest line or whatever. Like, Cyberpunk,
it's being incentivized to explore ultimately.
As much shit as we give Cyberpunk, bro, Cyberpunk did a lot of that shit right. Like,
I'm excited for that DLC. Dude.
Yeah, like walking down the street in Cyberpunk and then hearing a random phone ring, and you go pick up the phone and it's just a whole big elaborate fucking quest line that you probably would have missed if you weren't in that one specific area at that one specific time, right? Like, shit like that is cool. Like, just knowing that every time you play the game it can be different is cool to me. That can be a bit overbearing for some people, I guess, but I don't know. If you're gonna make an open world game, why not? It should be like that.
Exactly. And you know, I think it's hilarious that people are like kind of like on the line, like, oh, they're trying to act like they're not gonna buy GTA 6. Listen, I'm gonna speak from experience, bro. So when GTA 5 was about to come out, I was such a fucking god. I hated the way I used to be. I was like how Freak kind of is, right? Where the more you hear about something, the more something is hyped up, the less hype I was for it back in the day. I'd be like, man, I don't give a fuck, bro. Like, man, I'll get it if it's good, whatever, blah, 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 right? And then like 2 days before the game came out, I was like, God damn it, bro, shit. I gotta buy this game. I'm hella hype. I was shitting on the game. I was like, man, I don't want to play this game, bro. I'm not gonna buy it. Motherfucker, I was the first one in line at that midnight release to get that shit. Like, I was so full of shit, bro. Like,
I heard there was a trailer. They showed
like
the they showed the trailer with the Kendrick, the J Rock and Kendrick Lamar fucking song. I forgot the name of that shit, but I was like, yo, this shit is godlike. And I went out and bought that shit the next fucking day. Like,
man, you know, like even though it's gonna have like 1 billion microtransactions, you already know this shit is gonna be. It's just like,
of course it is. Wait a minute though. What are they gonna do about GTA Online though? Because you know,
GTA Online 3.0.
Yeah, but it's like, fuck, man. Like, it's hell. That's like making a new MMO, right? Like, that's gonna be such a risk. That shit better be godlike. Because I honestly think they're just gonna have to. They're gonna keep the GTA Online we have now, and just fucking add a new city or something, right? It's gonna have to be like an expansion or something. They can't just be like GTA Online 2. Like,
it's a whole new world.
Yeah, like, but they can't just cut off the original one. So like, how are they gonna do that? I mean, they can. Obviously, they can. But
I mean, they can. And those same people who've been buying the game or paying for it, they're just gonna pay on the new one.
Right. But it's like, damn, dude, that's probably so hard for them internally thinking about stuff like that. Like, damn, GTA Online is such a fucking cash cow for us right now. Like,
GTA Online
them, like,
makes more money than any game. Why do you think we haven't gotten a new GTA?
Yeah, exactly. They said that shit.
Like, GTA Online is popping.
Like, it's crazy how that game. I mean, I guess it basically is a fucking MMO at this point. GTA Online, like, so it's like that's the kind of shit where you risk alienating like a lot of your fucking players, bro, by just coming out with a completely new GTA Online with a different era. I don't know, but it has to be some kind of cross like thing. I don't know. That's not my job. They gotta figure that shit out. I'm not the one making money off of those fucking decisions. So I don't care.
Bro,
it just better be fucking good.
The shit.
Like, yeah.
I don't know, because I think people are just gonna do both, and people are. I don't know.
That's gonna be crazy. Like, thinking about that, that's probably gonna be so hard for them, bro. Because it's like, if it sucks, if it's like, people still gonna play. Because GTA Online sucked when it first dropped.
Yeah,
that shit was trash.
There was nothing to do in GTA Online when it came out.
That shit was garbage. Y'all remember GTA 4 Online? Oh man.
As long as it isn't Red Dead 2 Online, because that was a good system.
Red Dead 2 Online
was bullshit. Nah, that was bullshit, because Red Dead Online 2 was actually not that bad. It was just they did the same bullshit they did with GTA Online. Mm-hmm. They released it.
They just didn't work on it.
For them to keep adding shit, and it didn't work. You could barely even play the shit.
If they would have worked on it, it would have lived, because there was a lot of fans.
Because that shit was cool as fuck. I remember Red Dead Online was initially to me was cooler than GTA Online.
Yeah, I mean the idea was way better than GTA. Like, because it's like cowboy, like,
bro, making your own gang, making your own gangs and shit.
Me up.
Bro,
like,
that shit was fire. Like, I remember there was a YouTuber that used to just make Red Dead videos of him and just a gang of people, and they would just run around and go on like different shit and just fucking have gang wars. I was like, yeah, this is crazy. Like, Rockstar is actually pretty good at that though, because I don't know if you guys played Max Payne 3 online before it got shut down. Max Payne 3 online had a system where it had like a gang shit where you could like recruit people into your gang, right? And if you played like people online and you went against like different gangs and shit like that, your gang reputation would go up on the Rockstar website. It was pretty cool. It was really like in depth. Like, it was pretty sick.
Stuff like that in GTA 5, right? Initially,
did they really?
They were when they announced.
I don't remember.
The initial trailer for GTA 5 was the whole like, here's your group, here's your gang. Mm-hmm. You guys have a whole group reputation and shit like that. You take your dudes and go skydiving and do like, it was all kinds of shit that you could do.
Nah, see, that was different though, because the gangs in GTA 5 was basically just, oh, you just invited your boys to the party and now you can all do shit together. That's all it was. Like, I'm talking about like legitimately people had like literal gang wars in like one server, like, you know what I'm saying? And they would try to like be the top gang and shit like that. It was a bunch of it was a cool thing for like a week before you could not play the game. Like, that shit was crazy. Like, Red Dead it was factions and shit like that. That's what it was in Red Dead.
Yeah. Carbon Water is saying embracing the whole GTA RP scene and making an actual feature. I think that's hard, because like, even though RP is cool and all that, I don't know how many people are like, I feel like that's a small percentage of people compared to everyone who plays the game.
I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, it is a small percentage, you're right, but
it's a small percentage.
It is a growing
dedicated.
It's also a growing one. Like
absolutely. Look,
shit is huge.
Listen, I'm all about the RP, bro. But like that's like saying like, you know, roleplay is kind of like very niche, you know, in comparison to like everyone who plays the game. There's 180 million people who play that game, right?
But you want to know what's funny about that? What's funny about that, though, in my opinion, is you're right, but I feel like RP would attract more than just the typical like gamer, right? Like, you know, the typical person, the typical gamer is gonna fucking go out and buy GTA regardless, right? We all gonna buy this shit. We're all playing it.
We're all buying the game. We're all playing it.
I know people that literally do not play video games, but they'll hop on GTA and just act like an idiot. You know what I'm saying?
It's
like
the same shit for Call of Duty, right? Like,
I don't think so, because Call of Duty, but that's different. Like, that's the people that just play 2K. They're still playing the game. They're still buying the game to play the game. People are buying GTA to live out a fantasy. They're not buying GTA to play GTA. You know what I'm saying? Like, they could probably get that experience from any other fucking game. It's just that GTA, people have made it into this thing where they have mods and servers and shit where you can do it, right? I feel like any game could do that, but GTA is big enough for that audience is already there, right? Everyone already has GTA, right? So all you got to do is just make a server, add some mods, and then people that don't even play the game are like, oh shit, what is this? I can act in this game? Bro, like I said, I have hella people that don't play video games. They didn't even buy a GTA to play the story. They went straight into RP. Like, that was it.
Do you see the people that are
that's a crazy audience.
Role playing as cops and they stream it? Like full on cop setup with the fucking radios and all that shit.
Yeah.
It's pretty outstanding.
And they do some they do racist shit. They'd be like, oh shit, he black? All right, let's get him. Like they bro, it's literally it's real shit. Like they're dead ass, like they're dedicated to that RP shit. And it's pretty cool. Like,
the funniest shit for me is when they pulled over the baby with the gun.
Yeah, the dude was like, oh, it's a whole ass fucking baby. And then he shot him. Bro, that shit was OD.
And then the baby shot at him, so he killed the baby. That was crazy.
Yeah, that shit was OD.
But it's like shit that you would just never see anywhere else, bro. Like, it's just...
I've seen some of the viral GTA clips on Twitter, and them shits are funny.
Yeah, those shits are amazing.
Somebody's like, pulling them over. I'm pulling them over.
I agree with Carbon Water. They're going to have to give people a way to embrace some type of creativity when it comes to the online shit. Because I'm sure Rockstar knows how big that RP audience is right now.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're gonna try and implement it in some fashion.
They can't shit on people that they can't shit on mods, bro. They just can't. They either gonna. This is what they're gonna do. They're gonna do the typical dev bullshit. They're gonna add their own servers, and they're gonna be limited as fucking what you can do, guaranteed. Like they're gonna be like, oh, you guys like RP? All right, cool. We're gonna give you guys some RP servers. You're gonna have to sub to it, $5, whatever the fuck, and it's gonna be ass. It's gonna be fucking trash.
I mean, y'all remember Skyrim? Well, we were gonna play GTA Online before, like we were gonna get into the whole thing, and then we couldn't fucking mod the game because Rockstar is a bunch of
we couldn't mod the game. I'm like, damn, what the fuck is the point? We can't mod the game. The only way we could play online if we mod the game is if we had to sub into the servers, right? Into the RP servers, which I still might do. I might do that shit eventually. I don't know, man. Like, cause it's fun. I mean, you might as well just wait for the next game at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember when Skyrim and Fallout and shit came out on, was it last gen? And Bethesda was like, yeah, watch this, guys. We're gonna support mods. We're gonna give you mod support. And it was the trashiest shit ever. Like
they charged for it. They made like a fucking a Wii shop for it.
Which makes sense, right? Because there's some ridiculous mods out there. Like there's some crazy ass mods out there, you know what I'm saying? So they gotta limit it. I guess they would have delimited it. For the kids out there, I might get their hands on it, but
I think the modders themselves took things into their own hands and started releasing their mods for like either a penny or for free, because they were just like, this is not really what modding is, like monetizing it. It was just
exactly. Like you telling me I can't mod I can't get my girl a big ass booty? Damn. That's all you doing. That's all people do in GTA.
Yo, to be fair, that character creator was ass in fucking GTA Online. Jesus.
Does Overwatch 2 still have RP servers, bro? They got rid of the entire the server. I forgot what they called it, but they got rid of all of that in Overwatch 2. All of it is gone.
There's a bunch of things that we could talk about or watch. That's a whole nother episode. But speaking of episodes, I think this is going to bring us to the end, at least of the podcast edition of Freaks and Peaks. But we'll probably stay on for a little bit longer.
Who said it's the end? I ain't done talking. All you
Are you
motherfuckers
on
suck. Street Fighter 5 is coming out, and Street Fighter 6 is coming out in a couple of weeks. Everybody better buy that game. You're all getting your asses beat. All right, now y'all can end it. Go ahead.
I'm ready. All right, that's the end of.
I'm ready to farm all of their ranked points.
It's the end of Freaks and Peaks for this episode. Tune in next week. We'll be taking video of people getting their ass beat in Street Fighter 6.
So why still? Well, because he thought it was good sport. Because some men aren't looking for anything logical, like money. They can't be bought, bullied, reasoned, or negotiated with. Some men just want to watch the world burn.
You know what? Fuck it. For science.
Ashley!
Yeah, what up now? Yes! Ah, we did it, boys.